So can I learn alchemy in our game tonight?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I just have Full Metal Alchemist on my mind. It was one of those shows that I wish I could like wipe my brain and watch for the first time again, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, kind of.
I've been rewatching Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, that's
recently.
ludicrous, that show.
And it's still so amazing.
I actually haven't seen Cowboy Bebop before.
Oh, you're in for a treat if you want some good viewing. Just the fusion jazz at the beginning of it is so good. Oh, it's just the opening is so good, and then all the show gets better from there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the setting is super cool. I definitely want to run a game like set in the Cowboy Bebop verse.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Yep.
Totally.
That's cool. Yeah, it's definitely got like the Cowboy Bebop thing's got the whole Firefly thing. It was Firefly before Firefly, I think.
Definitely. Yeah, the see a space cowboy and all this stuff.
Okay.
Can you hear me now? Hold on. That's very loud. Give me a sec. Okay, can you hear me now? Is my volume good?
Do you do a lot of streaming, Devil?
I dropped it for the month of January because work kind of murdered me this month. But yeah, I'm kind of getting into it. I'm gonna try and set up a schedule starting in February, hopefully. Hey, thanks, Hayes. You're the best. Oh man. Oh heavens. What else is happening?
By the way, we can't actually hear you in the Discord, just on the stream.
Oh no, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep, we can hear you now.
Interesting. Okay. Can you guys still hear me on the stream?
You cut out. We can no longer hear you if you're talking.
Hey, there you
Right.
there you
Okay,
are,
so let me change my Discord to continuous transmit because I have push to talk because I do it most of the time when I'm gaming. So
yeah, I put the talk on too.
Yeah, let me change my settings real quick to I mean, if you just mute the stream, you'll just hear me like because I just mutter in the background whenever I'm not actually doing anything most of the time.
Okay.
And that also gives me a chance to talk to chat and not interrupt the game if that is
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me.
Cool.
Hello.
Hello. Hey, Smile, you're on stream.
Did you hack my camera?
It's okay. It's just my camera.
Invisible smiles.
So
So
scary.
that's what they look like.
Yeah. Hi, guy. I swear to God, I'm now have to re-get used to this whole push to talk, not push to talk thing on stream.
Yeah.
I was like close to having it before I like took a hiatus, and now it's just gone.
Yeah.
Who are we fighting?
Everything.
Me again?
Wait, no, hold on.
That's
Did I just scroll up? Are we not fighting anyone? Did we
Not
fight
yet.
someone?
No,
Oh.
not anything yet. We haven't actually started.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, Jerry was just throwing out testing his sweet monk stuff.
Yeah. That's basically what you missed, is me playing with things.
Playing with his
Yep.
staff.
Alright, perfectly middling.
Yep, definitely. We were
Uh,
talking
oh.
about one-handed or two-handed staff playing, but yeah.
That's all good. Thanks for
We decided it's
stopping in
always
for a little while,
two-handed.
Hayes.
attack.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Jerry's staff is big enough to be wielded two-handed.
Yep, yeah. However, my scepter is only one-handed.
This is true.
so I'm playing a Hexblade in another campaign, and I've decided if I die this campaign, I'm playing a Hexblade next.
Okay,
Oh yeah?
that's
There's-
funny, because if I die, I'm going to be playing a Hexblade.
I guess
Dueling
if I
Hex-
die, I'm playing a Hexblade?
Just a party full of Hexblades.
Yep, just
Oh, that'd be
entirely Hexblades, each one a
that-
different kind of Hexblade.
That would be an absolute nightmare. Just like a party full of like the glassest of cannons.
Yep.
Well, you can
Actually,
if you
the funny thing
if you
is,
con.
the funny thing is, my Hexblade has more health than Rock now.
Yeah, you can absolutely con up a Hexblade and make them a tank because they're
suppose.
proficient. They're proficient with medium armor, shields, and like all of the martial weapons. So in theory, a Hexblade could become a tank. And then they also have like if you Hexblade curse someone and kill it, you gain back
Alright,
your
that should be a little bit better.
charisma level and your warlock level in hit points.
Oh, dope.
Yes.
What's the Hexblade in? Is that like an expansion in
Xanthars.
Warriors or
It's Xanthars. Yeah,
Yep, again, guys.
it's nice.
It's nice.
So,
Very
are you ready to
nice.
start?
Chill.
Yes, everyone have their food, water, bathroomed, everything.
You bet
Let
you.
me-
I have sodas.
Let me go grab a water bottle real quick. I
Okay.
hate to be the reason again, but I'm gonna go
No
do that.
sweat.
No problem.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay, hold on. What happens if I do this? That. Interesting. So if I click on my streaming software window, it stops my push to talk from working in Discord
Oh, that's
Huh.
weird.
until I
Weird.
click somewhere else.
I see.
Well, that's a good thing to know.
Yep.
It is.
And if you just suddenly stop talking for a while and we're waiting on you, we'll make sure to tell you.
Perfect. Thanks. You guys are the best. My secondary window is so chaotic right now. Hold on. I can actually. That is my that's my second window right now.
I just recently got two screens, so now I have the stream on one screen and the actual game on the other.
Nice.
It's like
Oh my god, the screens are multiplying.
Or
Oh,
something.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's my secondary screen right now. It's a little more chaotic than I normally work with. Normally, I just extend the game window out to about halfway across my second screen, and that's where my character sheet and like chat and everything sit. But yeah,
Okay. Because I only have about half a second screen since it's technically broken.
oh man,
Yep. I had a half broken screen. Just the corner of it is cracked. So I got a new screen. However, I didn't want to waste the old one that's cracked, so I put it up as a secondary screen.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, it works so far.
Oh my God, Spark! I just noticed your icon on the screen.
What is it?
Jigglypuff.
Jigglypuff.
Oh yeah.
That's great.
I forgot I had that on there because I have all our things minimized at the bottom left corner. So it's like
Just Jigglypuff.
with the I guess it makes more sense that it evolves into Wigglytuff.
Nice.
Yep. Just wiggly tough. However, the arms and legs are both muscular and extended.
Wiggly tough enough. There's a wrestling.
Wiggly
Wiggly
tough.
ultra tough.
Okay. Are we ready to get this train wreck a rolling?
I'm good. Let's
Yeah.
get this rolling.
Well, rolling
Excellent.
is one way to put it.
Haha.
Trains don't
With-
exist yet.
What with the D&D jokes and such. Okay. When last we left our heroes, you had arrived at the great city of Thaldore on a quest, multiple quests. You are here, Faint is here to save his sister, who he believes to be enslaved. Jerry is here to confront his old crime boss, Raymond Gaspari, and the others have followed to assist with these quests.
Yeah, there's also the demon.
Oh, yes, you have met a young nobleman named Maxwell Blackstone, and allegedly his father has been ensorcelled, possessed, otherwise ensnared by some sort of infernal entity. When last we left, you had entered the city, avoiding the long lines at the gate. There is a festival happening soon. Avoiding the long lines at the gate, you entered the undercity known as the Cellars, this warren of catacombs, tunnels, and sewers that snake and web beneath the majestic city.
They call us the tunnel snakes.
Tunnel snakes. Jerry and Bastion know these tunnels well. They have lived here, or they did in the past live here for several years during hard times in their lives. And the plan was, it may have changed, but last time the plan was to seek out two old contacts, old Aramon that Jerry knew, and a guy named Jack that Bastion knew, to sort of get the lay of the land in the city.
Oh, yeah. And if I remember correctly, we were gonna go check out, go track down Aramon first.
That's how I remember it too.
Yeah.
Right. This is
There
how
we
it
go.
is then. So traveling through these cellars, despite what sort of the picture may show, much of it is dark. Obviously, these aren't kept up tunnels, catacombs. So my first question: those without dark vision, how do you see?
Anybody got a light?
That's what I'm checking with prestidigitation.
1 second, I need to see if I have dark vision.
Yeah, the tieflings have dark vision.
Okay, then yeah.
So
No.
prestidigitation will you light a torch.
Interesting. I think he will do I know that if anyone in the party has prestidigitation? Aside from me?
I have thaumaturgy.
Okay.
Also, I have this,
Oh,
so that might help.
perfect. I think cause let's see, Rukna is tiefling, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, I think without knowing that, Bastion would initially kind of start to feel his way around and find a piece of a stray stick or something like that, and then be like, all right, everyone, stand back for a minute, and he'll put the stick of a fair distance away from him, and then cast prestidigitation on it, causing the end to light up, and then go over and grab the stick and just sniffle.
Cool. Bastion carries a makeshift torch. Do you cast light, Rock? No?
No, I'm not gonna be that mean.
Okay, okay.
Casts her right on his face.
Oh yeah, raid boss. Let's go. 2 in a row.
I can just start
Raid
flinging
boss.
firebolts to light the way.
Yeah, Jerry has like homeless level equipment, so I don't think I'm much help with a torch or anything. I'll keep an eye out for one though if we pass a torch as we're walking around.
I know you have a staff.
I do
Hey,
have a
explorer's
staff.
pack.
You could
Neat.
try casting light on that.
Man,
I
I have an
could.
explorer's pack. Neat.
I have 1 shiny goblet and 6 shiny miscellaneous things. But they're only shiny when they're in the light.
What if they give off their own light?
So
Would they
we're
be shiny?
55, right?
They would be bright.
I'm 51.
You guys are like having this conversation about the shininess of Faint Wind's trinkets as you are making your way through the cellars, the dark catacombs.
Yep.
At the edge of your light bastion, you see like rats scurry, and in the distance, at one point, you hear like the sound of someone being repeatedly stabbed as it like echoes through
What a
the
very
dark
distinctive
halls.
sound.
hmm
We had the stabbing sound or the scream?
Well, probably the scream. The good point. The actual sound of stabbing would probably not echo very far, but the scream certainly does.
Roll for stabbing sounds.
Yeah.
There are 6 stabbing sounds. I don't know why you're rolling for stabbing sounds.
I don't know.
Okay, cool.
You roll for everything. This
So
is how you
D&D
play.
is, right?
Yeah, that's how you play D&D. I am winning D&D.
Yeah.
He heard 19 stabbing
Yeah,
sounds.
you only get stabbed 6 times. I get stabbed 19. The problem is that I can heal myself. So they're not going to last very long.
Alright. So, Jerry, you know that old Aramon, the old blind beggar
I'm gonna
you
go
used
plug in my
to sort of be in
headphones
contact
real
with.
quick.
He moves around a lot. So to
No,
navigate
where'd they go?
these tunnels, I would like either you or Bastion to make me a survival check.
since we're going to my guy, I can roll
Sure, go for it.
survival check. Ooh, that is not what I'm good at. All right.
Oh, pretty good roll, though.
Excellent. So certainly you
roll.
you remember which tunnels, and you sort of like sniff down
Here,
one, and
I'll get
oh,
there.
that tunnel smells bad. Better not go down that one. Yes, and you
Is he a bloodhound now?
a bloodhound of the city, and you remember the safest ways to get where you are going. And indeed, you find one of old Aramon's old haunts. There's this sort of like old abandoned like crypt room that he typically like lives in. And sort of poking your head in, you can see, yes, there is a small little fire burning. There's like a makeshift little sort of like bed that's made out of like hay and like scavenged blankets, and indeed sitting by the fire, roasting some kind of mystery meat on a spit. You see your old contact, old Aramon. He looks like this.
Oh, wow. So I'll sort of walk into the room and check out the room and then usher the four in. I'll just sort of walk up and sit beside him and just say sort of in a whisper, long time no talk.
He sort of like turns his head to you. He says, "Jerry, is that you? Haven't heard your voice in a long time."
Best voices.
Well, I've lots happened since we last spoke.
He says, "Oh, you're darn tootin' right it is." He says, what you doing here back in the old cellars?
Well, I didn't come for fun, that's for sure. We're here trying to figure out how to get in and talk to Gaspari again.
He says, "Now what in the old bloomin' house you want to be talking old Gaspari for?" He says, "I thought you left that life here, old Jerry."
I did, but we came across someone in trouble, and part of starting a new life is making amends for the old one.
He sort of laughs and he says, "Well, you always were sticking your head into places it didn't belong." He says, "Well, what do you want to know?"
Well, what's been going on around town? I'm hearing word there's been trouble between Gaspari and a slaver.
He says, "Oh, yes, trouble is always a brewing here in Valdore." He says, "There's some air upstart from across the old sea there. Some old guy, what was his name? Inigo Usperenzi? Yeah, that's what I heard."
Have the name.
Inigo Esperanza, right?
"Oh, all right." You think sometimes I was deaf and not blind? He says, "Yeah, I heard some rumblings. There's like you say, some slaver man. Apparently, well, word on the street is anyway, he kind of pulled a fast one over old Gaspari. Gambled him out of some important artifact or something. At least that's what I did hear."
Oh, interesting. I bet that we might be able to use that info. And all I guess Jerry doesn't really have anything to give him. But he'll sort of like look at Rachna and be like sort of like nod to try and get Rachna to give him something.
Okay. I don't know how much you want me to give him, though.
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I'll give him, 10 gold.
As you sort of move over, old Aramon sort of puts his hand out, sort of like in a knowing, like in a sort of a knowing way that, like, coin is often exchanged for information. But when you put 10 gold into his hand, he is quite surprised. He says, "Oh, them there shiny golds I feel. Oh my goodness, you travel with some fine to do compatriots there, Jerry."
Bastion is going to see this and walk up and be like he's like, oh, it's just kind of expected to trade gold for information. Well, I got the information, and he's gonna put kind of do a quick glance at the gold in his hand and put 10 more gold in his hand, and he's just like, "Thank you very much, old timer. It's much appreciated."
When you put an extra 10 gold in his hand, he's like, "Hooey! It's old Irma's lucky day, it is." He says, "I feel kind of bad only giving you that information. I mean, I heard some other things. I'm not sure how much it has to do with old Gaspari, but these ears, they hear some things.
Have you heard anything about a slave auction?
He says, "Oh, yes, those happen sometimes, but definitely heard rumblings about kind of a big one coming up." He says, "In the Midnight Bazaar. I think was it? Oh, he counts on his fingers. He puts one finger out. He says, two nights from now. Should be a big slave auction in the Midnight Bazaar. Apparently, so I hear, some exotic goods to be traded."
right.
And like a faint little huff, audibly. It is tomorrow, right? Tomorrow night, right? Correct?
Yeah, because one night will be tonight, and then the second night will be tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, good. So it appears we have at least a little bit of time to get our footing back in the city.
We have a day. Little more than. I appreciate your help. And he'll toss him a sack of gold, like 50.
We are way overpaying this bear.
Faint has no
He's
interest in money.
He's gonna. The next stabbing sound we're gonna hear is gonna come from him, probably.
Oh my
Where
god.
did that stabbing sound even come from? Did I miss that?
It was just like echoing off in the distance, like down the halls.
There's no dead bodies in this room, right?
Not in this room.
Okay, good.
I mean,
Just
old
making
dude
sure he's not the
dude
stabber.
looks pretty dead. Do you remember the picture?
Well, there are ways to fix that.
Our every other adventuring party I've ever been in is like desperately trying to get as much gold as possible. We're trying to give it away as fast as we make it.
Yeah, and then there's me with 150 platinum.
Yeah, so you saw like old Theramon is sort of a cripple as well as being blind. So he's got this sort of like board with like wheels on the bottom that he sort of like pushes himself around with. When he sort of feels like the sack of 50 gold sort of like thrown at him, he just starts like takes his hand and starts like wheeling around the room on this little board, shouting just like, "Oh, happy day, happy day!"
Faint will lean over to Raka and he'd be like, "Can you do anything about this site? Perhaps he should probably see if somebody decides they wish to take it from him."
He says, "I heard that."
That is
I whispered it.
Fair.
He's blind. He's
Well,
secretly Daredevil.
would this work? Oh no, I lost it. There it is.
Oh, no.
Here's the blinded condition.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'll say that's fine. Yeah, you just go up and lay a hand on him, and a golden radiance sort of like shines from your palm as you touch old Aram, and you can see his clouded eyes turn clearer, and he just like stops wheeling around the room. His exclamations of being moderately wealthy stop, and he just like looks around the room, and he just says like, "Oh, by the Lord Prios above," he says, "it's a miracle." He sort of like looks, and he's like, "Oh, oh," and he starts crying.
And Jerry will just say to him, he says, "I travel with a pretty good crew now, huh? It's a little different than breaking kneecaps."
Yeah, old Airman will just sort of blubber. He's just like, "You're a miracle worker, Jerry. You and your odd friends here." He says, come back tonight. I'll gather all the old buds, and we're gonna throw you the biggest old feast that the sellers can muster."
Jerry will say, I'll be there. Unless I can't. But if I can't, then party without me."
He says, "Oh, there will be some piss wine drunk in your name tonight, old boy."
And Jerry will say, one last question, old timer.
Anything.
Where's Gaspari's hangout? Where's he spending his days now? He's out of the prison now, right?
Oh yes, well, from what I hear, he's sort of like still like collecting himself from this like the gift of sight that he has been given.
That's a
All
little
miracles.
yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh yes, in and out of prison that one is old Gaspari. The rumors say sometimes runs the gang better from inside the prison, inside the kennel. You know that the prison in the city is affectionately called the Kennel because it is run by one Lord Crennel. Crennel's Kennel, it's often called. But he says, "Oh yes, I just got out. Oh, not more than 10 days ago." He says, "I heard he set up at his old favorite haunt, Red Cross Saber Inn."
And Jerry will just pat him on the shoulder, and he'll say, who's his second in command now anyway these days?
Oh, a second in command. He sort of thinks for a hot second. He says, "Oh, that'll be Vance Shadow Step. I heard some sort of elven bugger."
You wouldn't happen to know where this guy lives, would you?
He says, "Well, I'm sorry, but my ears don't quite extend that far. From what I did hear, this old Vance feller is some kind of a new addition to the gang. There's not much information about him, at least not yet. Maybe you try asking around some other folk. You might have heard something I didn't."
And Jerry will just sort of knock on the board he scoots around on, as like that's like an old time. I feel like that would be like a good luck thing that people do as they pass him, is knock
totally.
on his little scoot board.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll stand up and he'll motion to the party unless they want to ask anything else, and he'll look at Faint and just say, glad to hear we have news on a next place to look.
Yes, me too. Hopefully we can get this whole mess dealt with. I'm ready to see my sister again. And he'll just walk. He'll nod at the old guy and he'll walk off.
Bastion, before he heads off, will say, "Thank you very much, Mr. Erman," before he trots off after him.
You can see that as you sort of like speak to Erman and he sees you now, Bastion. He's just sort of like, "Oh, I know you from somewhere, kiddo."
Bastion would be like, well, I spent a few years down here in my younger days. That was about 4 or 5 years ago.
"Oh yes, yeah, I remember you." He sort of just like is like seemingly lost in thought, and this new gift of sight. He says, "You remind me of someone. Your face. You're looking related to someone I know or knew. No. Well, it's probably enough. It's probably enough. It's just people all look alike. It's fine."
Bastion has like a quizzical look on his face, but it's just like, I may come back and chat sometime if the opportunity presents itself.
Oh, sure, yeah. And he sort of like looks around and he says, "I'd be happy to talk anytime. You folks have been the best thing that's happened to me in years." He sort of like looks at he looks at the coins.
Question: what was the total we gave him?
70?
70 gold.
Yeah, 70 gold pieces.
So how about someone tells him maybe he should walk out of the tomb, go out of the city, buy a small house on the outside of town, and just live there. He doesn't have to live in the sewers if he doesn't want to.
Bastion has no idea of the value of the gold he just got.
Whoops.
Scoot. He'll scoot out.
They see me rolling, they hating.
Well, I'm gonna mark my calendar, my Google Calendar, for tonight's party.
Okay.
Please, by God, do not hit invite all on that.
Jerry takes out his iPhone and marks it on his Google Calendar.
Also, as Drayton is leaving, he'll just nod and say, Brave's gonna cast this.
Wait,
Who's it? Who's it?
They cast this. The god I worship.
Can you type that God's name in the chat? I just want to be able to see it. Cool.
And so as you're sort of leaving old Airmine, you can sort of hear him mumbling to himself. He's like, "Oh man, now that I see it, this place is a real shithole."
Rude.
Isn't it literally a sewers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you leave Old Airmon behind. What would you like to do now?
I mean, we could take him with us. We have 3 NPCs already. Might as well make a 4th.
Gotta catch them all.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna be sending all of the NPCs we interact with to the Blackwell estate.
Oh my God, I'm so worried about Seer now.
Start a poorhouse.
A poor and confused house. All right, I guess we're marching on then.
Looks like.
So a little bit after we kind of head out, Bastion will turn to the rest of the party and be like, "So what now? Do we go ahead and track down old Jack?"
If we don't
good a
have
spot as any.
I was under the impression we were to speak to Gaspari first. Arrange the whole situation we take out his issue, and perhaps he repays us.
Question is the Red Cross Saber in the cellars, or do we need to like traverse out of the cellars to get up to it?
It is in the load docks, so it is out of the cellars.
Okay. Would we need to like go out of our way to talk to Jack, or is he like kind of on the way?
You think that he's probably kind of on the way.
Okay. So Bastion will say, "Oh yeah, we're absolutely going to talk to Gaspari as soon as possible, but I mean, Jack's basically on the way, and more information never hurt anyone, right?"
I'm gonna nod.
He'll huff, but he'll nod.
And Jerry'll say, you know, the reason I asked about the second in command is might be a good idea to try and find Gaspari's second in command and have him make an introduction for us, as opposed to just walking in. It might not go well for anybody if we just walk in there.
Jerry, what was your cause for leaving? Did you leave on bad terms?
I left on the worst. I'm not sure if there is leaving on good terms with Gaspari's gang. You're either with them or you know, most in the profession don't stay in the profession for life, and a lot of times it's a shorter life than most others.
Okay, out of character, did we establish that Gaspari is in fact like acquainted with or branch of the local thieves guild, but
Yeah, so there are multiple thieves guilds in Valdore, and Gaspari certainly is the leader of one of them.
having spent as much time as I did in the thieves guild overseas, would I know if there's a overarching like branch, like essentially where they're all under the same thieves guild, but then there's smaller branches? Would it be like that, or would each city have its individual thieves guild?
Yeah, each city has its individual guilds.
Okay.
Yeah, and you get the sense in Valdore that they are highly competitive between each other.
Yeah. All right. Was something I'd gotten confused about, I think, last game. So I wasn't sure. I need to clear that up. All right. I suppose it is smarter if we not walk right into the place that people wish to kill you in.
Yeah, that's the spirit.
And this Vance guy, I never met him before, so he's not gonna know what I look like. So it would be he might be somebody we could get close to without him making me.
Perhaps we could change how you look.
Like different clothes.
If you're going to try what you do with the zombies, I don't suggest it.
No, wait. No.
Remember the crit fail on those guys for the zombies?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Never mind. That was overshadowed by all the other crit fails on that night.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of it.
There were a lot of them in a row.
I'm fairly sure they were neon zombies afterwards.
So speaking of zombies, I mean this is out of character, but this may be a crazy idea, but to kill Vance, reanimate him, and then have him walk us in to Gaspari.
I feel like the zombie shuffle is kind of
That's a
Telling.
giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure he wouldn't be too happy to find out we killed the second in command.
Yeah. No.
Also, I'm not sure how thrilled Bastion would be about killing someone in cold blood, like just a person that he doesn't know who hasn't attacked him yet.
I like the yet.
Yet, I mean, he's not super thrilled about the whole zombie thing as a whole, but you know.
Fun fact: we almost got a murder in cold blood in the first session I played it, or second session I played in when we were in town.
No,
Almost
no.
pushed.
Oh yeah,
I almost pushed that woman off the balcony.
oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and there was a murder with lightning.
Oh well.
Oh, yeah, well, that was more with like, you know, boiling blood and irrational tides of destruction.
Yeah, however, that didn't last very long because I was there.
Thank God for that.
Are
Bastion
we
would-
better than breaking kneecaps?
The adventurers suddenly come to a moral revelation.
Oh my god! Just look at my hands.
Nah, I'm fine.
I'm in a game. Escape! They become self-aware.
Okay, so you guys are traversing these cellars, trying to find a Jack on your way to somewhere.
Yeah, I imagine that that as Bastion is leading them through the cellars to Jack, he tries to go through some of his old like hidey holes, which he once again fits into, and like realizes that the rest of the party can't fit into them.
I can try.
And
I'm a cat. I can fit in there.
That's true. You're a 6.5 foot tall cat. I'm still 2 feet shorter than you.
Yes, but I'm nimble and thin.
True.
It's just I've got to go
I'm
through
not.
longer.
Yeah, as long as your whiskers can fit through, you're fine.
Yep.
Just boom. Bigger hole in the wall now.
Rockna walks right through the wall.
Yep.
So it's part of your background feature, right, Bastion, that you can just like navigate the city.
Yeah. It's let's see. Oh, it's not on there. It's the background feature where like you can traveling from one part of the city to another part of the city takes half the normal travel time for the entire party.
Oh, okay.
If I'm
Cool.
if I'm familiar with it.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask. I think I asked this last week or last time we played, but it's been a while. My criminal contact feat from my criminal background, would it work in a city I've never been in? It specifically says, yeah. It just says I have a reliable and trustworthy contact who acts as your liaison to a network of other criminals. You know how to get messages to and from contact. Oh, I did that whenever we were trying to find a way in. Never mind.
Yeah. So if you want, you can tell me like what NPC from your home, back where Faint is from, is like set up shop here that you know from the old days, and you can use that as a sweet contact.
Okay. I'd assume he'd be a sailor because that's really the only way you get here. So yeah, a sailor or a shipping manager, I guess, who essentially acted as a fence for the Thieves Guild and overseas, and he's kind of up there in age, so he set up shop in Valdore, and may or may not act as the local fence here. But he was one of the few people that while I was on the streets, he would essentially, like, when I was running from the authorities or anything, he'd let me duck into his shop and everything. And eventually it just became a thing where it's between splitting money or giving money to his mother's shop, he would also funnel money into him. So
let's play around with my mic for just.
It's kind of like the old
Sorry,
uncle,
guys.
like the older uncle, the crazy uncle, you know?
Interesting.
Cool.
Okay.
So I don't know, have a name. So
He is named Al Akio. I'll put it in the chat.
just call him Al then. Is what I would have done.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I appreciate that.
No sweat. Rock to play some bagpipes.
No, because I think just don't have
Okay.
a proficiency with them still.
Okay.
I just have them.
How do you have a +6 to those?
I don't know. That's what it automatically put. I'm just using charisma.
Uses your charisma. Bastion, give me a survival check with advantage because of your background feature.
Can do. Survival?
Yep.
Ooh.
Oh,
Alright.
jeez.
That's rough.
Drop that
So-
one.
Yeah. So it's been a while since you've been here, but you kind of remember the way. So you sort of like take the party down this really old, crumbly tunnel, thinking that like, oh, this one probably leads like it was cut through a bunch of stuff, and it's you remember it being largely abandoned. So this should probably be a great, easy, like straightaway cut. The tunnel is dark, and it wends and winds its way. You can see that there's like old tombs in these catacombs. There's sort of like it's like the kind of tombs where they're like set into the wall. There's like and there's like the old like desiccated corpses lying like in those like insets in the wall. You can see like old crumbling columns around, more rats skitter at the edge of your torchlight. As you're progressing down, what's everyone's passive perceptions?
13.
15.
10.
And
Curious.
Something.
Okay. Neat.
Wait, how do you calculate passive perception?
it's your perception bonus plus 10.
It also should be at the bottom left, underneath, immediately under.
Oh yeah, 15.
Okay, cool. So everyone notices out of the darkness of these tunnels, you start hearing this like slavering sound, like, and it seems to be coming from both in front of you and behind you.
Goodbye.
Thankfully, you are not surprised, for these creatures seem loud and not stealthy at all. You are not surprised when, out of like,
Oh,
you
no.
can see sections
fun.
where the catacomb wall has crumbled, and there's like natural cavern beyond. Out of these crumbly caverns, you see these horrible, like, desiccated humanoid creatures sort of crawling on all fours.
Oh no.
They have like their sort of putrid yellowy green skin is pulled tight over their bony forms, and they bear like horrible gnashing teeth. And you can see they have these big claws, like long claws that seem to secrete some sort of like vile liquid, as they sort of like paw across the ground.
Oh, grody.
I would like you to roll for initiative.
Alrighty.
Where-
Would Bastion have any idea what these are?
Bastion can make me a nature check.
Oh snap! We have a map. Let me open my thing and roll initiative.
Bastion, you have heard stories of terrible things that lurk within the bowels of the soil. These are ghouls.
And
boy.
the undead.
What did Jerry get? 16. All right. Rachna got 15. 2 points there. It's the old initiative that didn't clear. All right. Faint. You have the initiative.
Goodbye. All right. So we're surrounded essentially.
Yeah, you see there's like some rubble in front of you, and both in front and behind you see ghouls pouring out of these little caves.
All right. So first things first, I'm going to untuck Avada out of my cloak, and I'm going to toss her up in the air, and I'm going to have her fly away, or not away, but like perch up somewhere where she can't get hurt. But then I'm going to go about Yep. I'm gonna go about right here.
Cool.
Hold on, actually, I can't do that. Oh, I'm not gonna get sneak attack. This is the bad. I wish I was an assassin right now. Okay.
You could always set up a reaction.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go right here then, and I'm gonna pop out my hand crossbow, and I'm gonna ready a shot the moment one of my allies get within 5 feet of a ghoul. Cool.
Or a ghoul gets within 5 feet of your allies, as may be the case.
Yeah.
This is going to hurt my skin area.
By the way, the collapse thing in the middle, what is that?
Indeed, so there appears to be a big set of rubble, just sort of like collapsed columns and stuff right in front of you. And it's difficult terrain.
Okay.
Indeed, Jerry and Bastion can see by the light of Bastion's torch, and it is Jerry's turn.
Oh no. Oh.
Jerry's knows Rachna can take care of himself, but he's a little worried about Bastion with the ones behind him. So he's gonna run in. He's gonna run in and go into melee combat.
All right, and my reaction triggers. So I'm gonna take a pot shot at him. I get sneak attack since he's 5 feet.
Sure do. A 17 hits.
Okay. I'll roll that for. I'll roll the standard damage first, and then I'll roll 3d6. I need to set up with.
Okay.
All right, so 12 damage.
All right, 12 points of damage. Your crossbow bolt goes streaking across the old catacombs. Hits the ghoul in like the calf. It hisses. This big tongue sort of lolling out. It is bloodied from that.
Finish it, Jerry.
And Jerry will hit it with his Viperwood staff.
All right.
10.
Indeed, you swing, and the ghoul deftly dodges.
And I'm gonna use a key point for patient defense, which allows me to take the dodge action as a bonus action. So
okay.
The ghouls will have disadvantage if they attack me the next turn. And I'm also
Awesome.
sort of trying to set up a line of defense, so I'll get opportunity attacks if they try and go past me.
Okay. Sounds
I think
great.
Is opportunity attack a reaction, or can you take multiple if multiple try and get past you?
It is a reaction to make an oppie.
Oh, so you get one. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Indeed. Alright, it is the ghoul's turn. Just to make sure, Rachna, what's your dexterity score?
It is 11, so 0.
Okay, so the ghouls do go before you then. They will
This guy
rush out. This one here will sort of snake its way up to faint. These two will sort of like kind of spread out here. And this one will also go for faint.
Of
It'll
course.
go for faint, yeah.
Oh man.
These ones over here will sort of like, and as they run, you can hear this like gross like pitter patter of their feet across the stone floor, and they like drag their claws on like long distended arms behind them. These ghouls rush up and engage in melee combat.
Oh my god.
Indeed, there is a whole pack of them. The two will just go from left to right and resolve all these attacks. So two will attack faint. They will attack with their claws.
Alright, let's see what happens.
That's a miss on the first claws, but a hit.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and uncanny dodge that.
Oh good.
So you will take 2 points of damage.
All right.
And I need a con saving throw as their horrible secretions go into you.
I don't want to do that.
Don't put it like that, though.
I mean, my constitution's. I got a +2 to the saving throw, but. Oh, that's good.
You're
Nice.
fine. You are fine for now.
Well, we might be making bad
Oh,
decisions.
man.
Depends on how much damage they take this
2
turn.
attacks against Jerry as these ghouls claw. They do so at disadvantage because of your sweetness.
Wait, no, it doesn't sound right.
So the 9 misses. The 15 though. Does that hit, Jerry?
That's just a miss. I'm at 16.
Oh, okay. So thanks to your martial arts skills, the ghouls cannot hit you at all. The next 2 ghouls will attack Bastion for a 12 and a 9. Both miss. Indeed. And then 2 against Rachna. A crit 1, 2 crit 1s against Rachna.
Yeah.
Yeah, those ghouls, they try to like scramble over the broken columns, but they just like fall flat on their faces. They're actually both prone in front of you now, Rachna.
Cool.
We just put little prony markers on them. And speaking of Rachna, it is your turn.
Okay, first things first, I'm going to use Shield of Faith on Bastion.
Okay.
Alright, things just got interesting.
Where's that iron skin whenever you need it?
Right? I will adjust my AC accordingly.
Alright, plus 2 AC as a divine shield descends over Bastion, protecting you from the horrible ghouls.
And then I'm gonna use my mace to attack the one right in front of me.
You have advantage because it is prone in front of you. Hey,
Yeah,
crit.
there's a crit.
Ooh, son.
Alright, for 11 points of damage. Now, when you say right in front of you, which one do you mean?
The one to my right, basically.
Oh, okay, perfect. 11 points of damage. You smack down with your mace and you bloody the ghoul. Hey, Bastion. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. So like just something like that. Okay, cool. The sneeze is the thunder wave. That's awesome.
Oh no, that's gonna push. Oh no. No, but it's gonna push them right into you guys.
Yeah.
All right. I think it's funny.
Okay, so what saves do they have to make? Okay. I think it's Constitution. Okay. Alright, so from left to right, we get 18, 18, and 11. Or fail. Yeah, so the one that was prone failed to save. So let's have some sweet damages here. Hey, 10 points of damage and 5 to the ones that saved. So this one that was prone just gets pushed back like.
Good.
I just imagine it tumbling over a rock, landing flat on its face, and then just tumbling backwards. Back to where it originally was.
Totally. And roll me a d20 for your filed magics. You're fine. Back to the top of the round. Faint.
Gosh. Oh, it's me.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
faint.
guys, I didn't realize. Oh, you're good. Sorry,
I'm gonna
guys, I didn't realize my mic was
use
muted.
the disengage action to get the hell out of dodge, and I'm gonna move. Is this a wall right here, or
That
is
is indeed a wall.
it... Okay.
Interesting.
You could go back where they came from, into the hole.
Or I could keep going down that way.
Yep, you could just flee.
No, I'm gonna run around them. I'm in disengage, so hopefully it shouldn't provoke an opportunity attack.
That is how that works.
So, like, I'd want to get about... Oh god, I'm still in the range. I am in the... I'm literally backed into a corner. I have made a mistake. Huh.
You could come around and do a sneak attack on the guy, and
That's
that's
what I
already
was thinking.
bloodied.
That's what I'm thinking I was gonna do, or take out the one that's right there on Bastion's face. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use the nope, not on top of him. Use the disengage action to get right here,
Okay.
and I'm going to. We're about to get encircled, by the way, because those two are gonna run back at us. But yeah, I'm gonna take a sneak attack at the one that's right there by Bastion with my short sword.
Do it up.
If Bastion ends up taking a lot of damage, it is going to be very warm in here very quickly.
Big hit.
Okay.
Ooh, for 11 points.
Hold
The
on, I
regular
gotta-
slash.
3d6. Whoops, that's not what I meant to do. I accidentally put the thing. My God!
Ooh,
Wow.
nice.
Nice.
22
Brutal.
points of damage to that ghoul. Faint runs up, and with an effortless
Sorry, guys.
one sort of slice of his short sword, the ghoul's head is lobbed off and it dies.
It's my alarms for tomorrow morning for work. What do you do?
Jerry.
Fla- Oh, hmm.
Oh, or you say some things. That's fine too.
I can attack with a dagger, can't I? Offhand?
As a bonus action, but you already used your bonus
Yep,
action
as a
to
disengage. Yep, you're right. I bet.
Hey, Jerry.
Jerry's ready to go. He's gonna see if he hits with the staff.
The 12 just hits.
And
Yeah.
oh,
Okay then.
4 damage.
Hey, for 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Font of Doom.
And
I assume
Jerry,
just on the one right in front of you, there.
on the one right in front of me, and Jerry not seeing that, not seeing the result he wants, he's going to use his flurry of blows to try and take this ghoul out.
Oh, yeah.
So 2 unarmed attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So he hits him with the staff and then a couple roundhouse kicks. He's gonna try and break his jaw at least, make him so he's a toothless ghoul.
Ooh, the 11 misses, but the 20 hits. For 8 more points of damage. So you swing your staff down, sort of like knocking the ghoul in the stomach. It falls back. You go to like kick or something. It dodges, but you come for that third unexpected strike, and you like smash it across the face, breaking its jaw, sending its teeth scattering, but also killing it.
All right.
All right.
All right, it is turn ghoul. My favorite turn.
Goodbye.
I mean, I love the players. I want you all to survive. So this ghoul that Bastion Thunderwaved will spend half its move to stand up. It's only able to get there this turn, so it cannot strike. These other two will, as Faint predicted, move up for their slavering jaws. All sorts of nasty business. This one will stand up as well.
But advise not getting bit by those.
We will make attacks. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 against Jerry. 13 and 18. That is 1 hit
18 is a
against
hit.
Jerry for 5 points of slashing damage.
All right.
And I need a con save. That's their awful claw poison tries to affect you.
Ooh, that is not a good one.
But you summon up some inner strength and resist. We're gonna have 1 attack against Faint. 7. You easily dodge such a clumsy blow. And we're gonna have 1 attack against Bastion from the one to his upper right. Ooh, that is a hit, even with your bonus, I think.
Yep.
7 points of slashing damage.
All right. Con save.
And a con save, indeed. You pass.
Ooh.
Indeed. The ghoulish secretion just sort of like drips off the wound, and you sort of like shake it off before it gets in your bloodstream. And then we'll have 1 more attack against Rockna here. But another 7. It misses. Let me go back to Rockna after that.
Okay. Sec- Okay, first of all, for trying to hit me, I'm going to use Hellish Rebuke.
Cool.
Okay, one. No.
Does it have to
Something
hit,
wrong.
or does it only have to make an attack roll?
I believe it's an attack roll.
Okay.
Okay, it's not working.
It says, well, I don't,
Yeah, I've got my PHP right here.
yeah.
If someone can find it first, please, by all means. But,
Well, I pulled it up on the compendium. I don't know if it's different in the PHP, but it says, the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded by hellish flames. So,
Okay, then never mind.
cast it. It's one reaction to being damaged.
Okay, indeed. Having a high AC kind of prevents you from using Hellish Rebuke a lot of the time, but that's.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay, so instead, I'm going to try and basically grapple the one that's attacking the Bastion. Basically, just reach out and grab it so it can't attack Bastion.
okay, cool. So make me opposed strength checks with this thing, then.
That's not very good.
Indeed, you reach out. But it rolled poorer.
Oh wow, nice.
Indeed. So you sort of like grab it, I assume, by like the scruff of like the back of the neck, and it's just sort of like its arms and feet are like flailing as it tries to attack Bastion.
Okay.
Use like this net icon to indicate that it's grabbed status. Bastion.
All right, let's see. After getting bit and seeing like these things like caustic fangs come up close, if the ghoul next to me is grappled, can he take like swipes at me or bites at me if I try and step away?
I will say it can do so at disadvantage.
Okay. So seeing that ghoul is grappled, Bastion is going to take a quick step away to here.
Okay. It'll make a bite attack.
Actually, I think that's a disengage action, basically.
Yeah, but I'm not using. I'm like purposely not using that.
Moving.
So I can cast.
Okay.
Yeah. The bite crit missed anyway. So.
Okay. Cool. So he's going to do that, turn and be like, all right, enough of this, and he's going to cast Shatter in, like. It's like a 10-foot radius from a point, so I'm going to cast it like here.
Cool.
Oh, snap.
I
love Shatter. It's such a cool spell.
Where are you? There you are.
Shatter's such a cool spell. I love it so much.
It is pretty awesome.
Alrighty. DC con save, please.
Okay.
You're DC 16.
These aren't with disadvantage, but so one succeeds, the top one succeeds, the other two fail.
Okay.
14 damages.
Yep.
Alright. That bloodies the two bottom ghouls. 7 for the top one. So you Faint and Jerry, you just see this like sort of like thunderous explosion that sends like rocks and debris from the cellar tunnels like scattering. And you see like the ghouls like grab their heads as they start like bleeding from the ears.
And this loud noise just kind of fills the entire corridor. It's like rains out.
Oh, that's so cool. I just picture all these tiles and everything just cracking, and then it just explodes.
Yeah.
That's after the thunder wave too.
Yep. So it's just
we're so deaf.
Yeah.
The power of the sneeze.
Yay, thunder mages in enclosed spaces.
Yeah, Bastion's a sneeze-o-mancer.
That rhymed.
Okay. Faint.
Okay, so Faint's reeling from the massive amounts of like just sound that's going back, but overall he's feeling pretty good. So what he's gonna do? Hmm.
Not bad. Not bad.
What is he gonna do? I think I'm just gonna. The first attack, I'm just going to. Yeah, I'll just attack this one right here. With my short sword, like normal.
Do it up.
So. Oops, I clicked on the wrong thing for my inventory rather than the.
You hit.
9 and. So 19 damage.
That's
So, yeah. So Faint, like, he kind of looked around trying to figure out what he's not really hearing anything because it's kind of impossible. And he'll flip his sword around and, like, hold it like blind samurai style and just bring it around. And as he brings it around, he'll pull out his dagger from his back and he's going to take a swipe at this one with an unarmed attack. Or not an unarmed attack, but offhand attack.
Indeed, and you killed that first ghoul.
Cool.
Okay, yeah. Awesome. So what do I not add on?
Callie?
So you don't add your ability modifier to the
Yeah,
damage is the only thing.
Okay,
I'm playing
so
this dude
everything
right here.
else. Okay,
He's
gotcha.
a sorcerer who's allergic to magic,
So-
and he's been blowing up ghouls.
Hey, sure does.
21 hit, and you said it does not add ability modifier to the.
Yeah.
So it would just be a D4.
I think it's just D4. Unless you have like sweet 2-weapon fighter feats or something. Hey.
3 points
Actually-
damage.
Extra little three damage. The ghoul hisses as you like sort of cut into it. That the end of your turn?
No, I'm going to take my movement, and I'm going to move right here. I'll take an opportunity attack.
You actually don't because you haven't left its threatened area,
Gotcha.
so you're still good. Jerry.
We can have like a Jerry jumps and you like go under me or something.
Oh, yeah, that's
like
so cool.
Backflip over me or something.
Oh, that's cool.
No, I want to do that cool back roll thing, like where you lean over and I'll. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what I was
we
imagining too.
We've been adventuring long enough to have cool combo moves now.
We are
Yes.
currently fighting ghouls in the cellars of the
After
Undercity of Belgore.
after Faint takes out the one, Jerry tries to crack another ghoul with his staff.
We are
and
currently
that is a
looking
miss.
at,
Oof, not having trouble luck with that staff.
And no, I'm not. But so
We
we
I'll
got Jerry here.
I'm
who's
not
a
gonna
human monk.
yeah, screw it. I'll
Rachna,
use
who is
another
a
key
tiefling
point.
cleric.
And I'm gonna do
And-
two unarmed attacks.
Faint
Uh,
Wind, who is
So
a
you can
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
you can
person
see
rogue.
as you like swing the
I'm a
viperwood
human
staff.
sorcerer.
There's this sort of like black mist that sort of like trails behind it whenever you attack. But that 24 hits. 5 damage. Want to guess how many hit points it had left?
And if he still is up, then when I use my flurry, the way of the open hand, it has to succeed on a strength saving throw. If it fails, you can push it
Interesting.
15 feet away from you.
So I believe being dead gives it automatically failing strength saves. So
Okay.
you like do some sweet like kung fu and send it like flying 15 feet and like it smacks into the wall back here.
Yeah.
You hear this like sickening like sound as like snaps its
I was told that
back
when
and
my volume was
dies.
up,
But
it
you
was
act-
too loud,
but you
so we're
accidentally
going to turn
jammed your
everyone
finger.
else down and see how that
In the
works.
midst of it, so
Thoughts?
it's okay.
Ow, my key.
Is that the end of your turn?
That is it.
Alright, so we have a few ghouls left here to deal with. So this one's gonna come down. So
Also, thanks for letting me know,
all
Callie.
three of these ghouls are gonna attack Rock. No.
Good luck, Godspeed.
The one that's try to escape. That's going to make a strength check. So give me an opposed strength check here. No. That's its action. It tries to wriggle from your grasp. You keep it, though. Ties the status quo. Okay, then these other two ghouls will make claw attacks against you. The 5 misses. Take it off disadvantage. The 5 misses and the 19, I believe, still misses.
Yep, AC is 20.
That 20 armor class.
AC
That's
20, holy crap.
respectable.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then
So,
this
my
final,
turn?
this final ghoul over here is
Hey,
going to make
thanks. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by.
Who hit last? Jerry hit it last, or hit his friend last. It's not too happy about that. It's going to make a claw attack at Jerry. 10 misses, though. So you are spared the wrath of ghouls. It is now Ragnar's turn.
Okay,
Didn't
I'm
get
gonna
it.
take the
Hell
grapple
yeah.
ghoul, and I'm going to slam it into the closest ghoul I can get it to.
Okay. Make me just like roll d20 and add just your strength bonus, not your proficiency. Indeed, it's difficult, and the ghouls try to resist, obviously. So it doesn't quite work. So,
Okay.
back. You want to move or any like bonus actions you want to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a bonus action.
Ooh,
Little spiritual weapon.
That's such a great
Yeah.
bonus action.
That's not concentration, right?
Nope. I do
Right.
not believe it is.
Perfect.
oh yeah.
And it's going to swing at the bloody one.
Okay, cool. What form does your spiritual weapon take?
It takes the form of a warhammer.
Warhammer. Cool.
Look at my skeleton arms.
When the hammer tolls.
And I'm guessing 22 hits.
It sure does. Give me some of that sweet force damage.
It's not a lot, but hey, it's damage.
Hey, 4 points of damage. Every little bit helps. All right, we are back to Bastion.
All right. At this point, trying to kind of not alert literally everyone in an effort to not alert literally everyone in the
I'm fairly sure we've
cellar
already
to more
passed
than
that
he
point.
has. Yeah, and also in an effort to not blow up the rest, in a continued effort to not blow up the rest of the party, he's going to unsling the longbow off of his back, knock an arrow, and fire it at this dude, bro.
Awesome. That dude bro is hit.
Alrighty. Boop. Oh my.
Ooh, 11.
What?
Nice.
Oh.
Wow.
You're in the wrong profession, man.
Okay.
Yeah, Bastion channels his inner ranger for a moment, and the arrow slides neatly between the ghoul's eyes, murdering it. That the end of his turn?
That will be the end of Bastion's turn.
Aye, faint.
All right, so I want to grapple that ghoul.
Oh, okay, cool. Opposed strength checks.
So
Ooh.
faint, like, kind of like stiffens up, and he the wild eyes, like he gets wild eyes, and he just drops his. He sheaths his longsword, not dropping it, and he's going to essentially tackle it with the dagger in his hand. But I'm gonna roll strength, just straight strength check, right?
Yep.
I'm just
Nice.
imagining like hissy, like feral cat. noises.
Exactly like that. Yeah, like except it's more like
Oh my god.
like a cougar roar or like a mountain lion roar. It's like
Or like
that.
a cheetah
I like-
yip.
I
thought
kind of
every
like that
people
we
knew
have the same
battle
strengths.
So yeah, I assume that that's a grapple.
Yes, you definitely pounce on it. And
Can I use my bonus action to drive my dagger into its head?
So I think that like a shove and stuff are still complete attack actions. So sure.
Okay. Yep. It still would count as an unarmed, right?
Start.
It still count as an unarmed, right?
Well, it's your offhand attack. So
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
crit
that's
though.
good.
Dope. So just roll. Give me 2d4s.
okay. And I'm going to pop on sneak attack into this one.
This can work. Yeah.
I basically just imagine you jumping on him and stabbing him
Oh
repeatedly.
my god!
Just-
Hold on.
Oh my god.
I guess
One
that's
second.
appropriate.
Fane is crazy.
This is like the opposite
Oh.
of Bastion.
Wow.
What are
What
these
the hell?
rolls?
Okay, I think you killed it.
So, yeah.
Stop.
At a certain
Stop
point,
stabbing now.
then like he's just gonna go. I'm just gonna reflect these damage rolls. Yeah, sneak attack doubles on a crit, by the way.
It
Yeah,
does.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just
I didn't
nice.
make
know
sure.
that.
So at a certain point, like he plunges it into the ghoul's forehead, and he takes his claws and it just starts ripping it apart.
In this particular moment, Jerry, you're standing really close to this, and you maybe cannot tell who is more savage, the ghouls or Faint.
Roll for splashdown.
It is most assuredly dead.
Bastion hears that behind him and takes like a small step away from Fate.
Yeah, that's
towards rock
understandable.
now.
Okay, Jerry, what would you like to do after witnessing this?
Jerry's turning around and seeing one ghoul sort of being held by the scruff of his neck, and he's gonna try and take careful aim and crack it as hard as he can on the back of his head.
I'll give you advantage because it's held.
And here we go. Oh, I guess I have to roll again, unless that hits.
Yeah.
And then I'm not gonna worry.
I mean,
about it.
16 definitely hits, but you might crit.
All right.
Oh, okay.
But that's
Yes,
not great.
16 hits though. Ooh, for 11 points. Very good. You
Or,
crack.
alternatively, 11 points.
Yes.
And then I get the sneak attack too.
Oh yes, you as well, Rogi.
Oh yeah.
So you smack this creature across the head. You see like some black Icarus blood just kind of like pouring from like its mouth, as you've like clearly like done some internal damage. It is bloodied but still writhing in Rachna's grasp.
And then and then I'm gonna kick the shit out of it.
Dang.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh hey, for extra 10 points of damage. Jerry comes up and like with this one huge
Wow.
crack with the viperwood
Jesus.
staff, and then like I'm just assuming that you just like kick it in the dick. That's what I imagine. Like, feel free to correct me.
No, that works.
Okay, cool. And the ghoul just like shrivels up and is now limp and dead in your grasp.
Okay.
Okay, probably move like there to do that. Okay, at the end of your turn, Jerry.
That's it.
All right. So this ghoul, seeing that its comrades have been defeated, ghouls are not necessarily intelligent creatures, but they have certain instincts. It will use the disengage action and flee back down the tunnel from whence it came.
Would Faint bolt after it?
I absolutely would.
Uh,
I could catch it too, just so we're clear.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it uses its turn to flee. Rachna, tis your turn.
And I'm going to throw the dead one at it.
Okay, cool. Give me another just like pure.
Awesome.
This hits.
What a
Hits.
Mhm.
Give me like 2d6 worth of bludgeoning ghoul damage, ghoul corpse
Ghoul on
damage.
ghoul action.
Have you ever
Yeah.
been so mad that you beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker?
Indeed. So you throw the deceased ghoul. It does 9 points of damage, slamming into the back of this one. So you can also see looking down this tunnel, it's full of like mushrooms, like large, waist-high mushrooms.
Waist
Hope
high.
those aren't poisonous, because I'm about to rush up in there.
Oh, good.
The ghoul seems still alive though, and intent on fleeing. But it's Bastion's turn first.
I'm trying to figure out. Let's see. Remind me. Did Tabaxi have dark vision?
Yes,
Yes.
we do.
Okay. I think Bastion would like come up here to kind of like see what's going on, and like kind of like climb up on the rubble a little bit, casting the light down the hallway, and see that the ghoul is still down there. And I will knock an arrow aiming at the ghoul, and if like it survives and tries to run any farther, then he'll fire. But right now he's kind of like saving the arrow and whatnot. So he'll just hold his action for there.
Dopeness. Faint.
All right. So feline agility, doubles movement speed.
You move like 8,000 feet in a turn.
Yeah, I can. Just a standard move and a bonus action dash would get me 160 feet.
Mhm.
A
So
casual 160.
I think it's fair to say I can get there, right?
Yes, you certainly can.
I will not obstruct him.
So first, before we get into the murdering, as you, so these are like waist-high mushrooms. How do you wish to navigate them? You sort of walk right through.
Okay, so essentially what Feint does is after he's been tearing, like he gets 2 or 3 swipes in at this obviously dead ghoul under him, and then he turns around as the other ghoul's taking off, and he still has the wild eyes going on. So he stands up and very slowly walks past Jerry and then bolts. I assume he'd push right past Rachna,
I
and
wouldn't stop.
yeah, and he.
Pound
Have
him
you-
on.
I don't know.
Have you ever seen like those really agile monsters that can essentially bounce off walls, like jump in like onto walls and then bounce
yeah.
off of them? Think that, and if I can clear the mushrooms, then I would.
Certainly. To me, that sounds like either an athletics or acrobatics check.
Give me that acrobatics. I ain't great at I'm alright at athletics. I've got a 2, but I got a 7 on acrobatics.
I'll answer that after the.
Indeed, it's amazing. It's everything you imagine it to be.
Yep. And I'm going to take. I don't think he's in a proper head spot to get anything other than his dagger out right now. So it's just going to be a swipe with a dagger again, except this is in like a normal attack, I guess.
Yes, you can add your full damage modifier. This hits. For 5 points of damage, this ghoul was incredibly weak, and you sink the dagger into its chest or its back. It's trying to scramble away, and it dies.
Oh yeah, yep. And as soon as like everything falls silent, because I assume that nobody's saying anything.
No,
So
let's just like slowly give a thumbs up.
like as soon as everything falls silent, like this. Have you seen a cat? You've seen a cat that's on edge, right? Like where all arched and everything is very tense.
Oh yeah.
You see it loosen, and he just like and just heavy breathes, and then just stands up and very slowly and deliberately sheaths his dagger, straightens up his cloak, and looks around. What does he see?
So immediately, you can obviously this tunnel sort of continues, this sort of natural cavern, and the mushrooms continue. You see where the ghoul fell in these mushrooms. You can see that like with these weird sort of like tendrils come down out of like the bottom of the mushroom caps, and it like they grab the ghoul corpse and start like dragging it up under the mushroom cap.
That's not horrifying at all.
So, does anyone have fire?
I have fire.
I do too.
Oh, you do it. Mine's more like angry.
I will firebolt it.
You firebolt the mushroom.
Sure, I'll firebolt a mushroom cap. Hopefully, it's not volatile.
Spark is faint.
Hey.
I'm down with that.
Actually, well, no, I've already said it. Never mind. Let's go ahead and do this then. Do I need to roll for firebolt, or is it just do it?
Sure. Yeah, give me a roll for firebolt. Like it has very low armor class. Yes, you are hitting. Just for lots of damage. Uno momento. Just quickly doing a thing
Oh no, he's doing a thing.
of absolutely no consequence.
You know, like most of our actions.
Most of our futile actions in life. Okay, so indeed,
I don't think you can sleep quite yet.
you throw the fireball. The mushroom goes up in flames. You can hear this sort of like screechy sound as the mushroom burns. And as it does so, you see it release spores.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh jeez, I'm so dumb.
Like, you're just not breathing those.
Constitution, you say?
I do say this.
Oh, you're gonna get the fiv.
The
Oh no.
Fiv.
I got the 5.
Wow.
Indeed, you did. So
You got the fiv.
you try to cover your mouth, but these spores sort of like go into your nose and like into your eyes, and they burn for a moment. You suddenly feel sort of like your blood start running hot, and your vision kind of goes blurry for a second.
I'm very concerned.
Uh-oh.
You are poisoned as per the condition.
Uh-huh.
But also, further down the tunnel, you start you sort of see like weird colors and shapes down at the end of the tunnel. This sort of like scintillating cascade of like rainbow colors.
Oh
And
no.
like in the middle of them, like stepping out of these colors, like it's your sister. She's just there in the middle of this like prismatic like waterfall.
Yeah, Faint's taking off. Like full bore, like everything.
Before he does so, can I go up and touch him?
Give me maybe make a dexterity check. Make opposed dexterity checks. Fate.
I'm
Oh,
gonna try and
man.
do the same thing.
Okay.
Just flat dexterity checks?
Yeah. Just as a pure reaction thing.
Alright.
Bam.
Okay.
Jerry.
Yeah.
Well,
Faint with his feline speed is darts off before you have a chance to get to him.
great.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Indeed. You see her sort of like up here.
Yep. That's
I'm gonna start following.
yep.
Yep.
He would keep going until like
Okay. Faint, hold on for just a hot sec. Everyone else, how are you navigating the mushrooms?
Start
Just like
thinking.
what?
Just, I don't care. I stomp through them.
Okay.
I'm jumping over them.
Were the spores
Okay.
visible?
Yes.
Like when they went up?
Were.
Alright, Bastion is going to like carefully pick his way around them where he can. And like kind of like try to like keep up and keep them in view if he can, but he's like being more careful about it.
Okay, so Bastion can move at half speed, and he's fine. He doesn't have to make checks. He carefully picks his way around. The 13, I'll get that to you. These are non-moving mushrooms. But Rachna is just sort of plowing on through. So as he goes, the spores, they are disturbed.
They are
So
distressed.
indeed, Rachna, I need a Constitution saving throw from you. And Jerry, I need one for you as too, since you were moving sort of with Rachna, but I'll give you advantage since you are trying purposely to avoid them.
And if you
By
guys,
the way, have I mentioned that Rana is not smart? Like, seriously, not smart.
oh god,
Okay, cool.
Good check.
So though the spores go up, Jerry, you are too quick, and Rachna, your armor largely protects you. So I'll give those checks fine enough for you to pass all of the mushrooms. You guys can get up to here where the mushrooms end. Faint.
you could take me off the map because he would have if he saw his sister, he like full movement trying to get to her because.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yes.
guys.
No worries.
Playing your character, it's fun.
Totally. So, Faint, as you move closer to this like
Intrigue.
prismatic image of your sister, she seems to like you don't seem to gain any ground. She's always
Oh,
like
no.
30 feet in front of you, so just like silhouetted against this like I say, this sort of like prismatic waterfall of scintillating colors.
The fastest member of our party.
And
Why? Oh god.
you go and you go and you follow and follow. Give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Yeah. Okay. Disadvantage, you say?
Indeed.
Interesting.
Oof.
You sort of like catch a glimpse that like something is different about the floor as you sort of like chase after your sister, but it's too little, too late as you fall
Yeah.
into a pit. And I would say you guys just turn the corner, and Bastion probably gets like about here by then. You guys just turn the corner as you see Faint just like step and just fall into this pit that's in this cave.
The whole time running in the hallway, he would have been yelling, "Sky! Sky!" And like just mad dashing. And then next thing you know, pit. There's a pit.
It seems like some sort of natural crevasse.
How deep does it seem from where we are?
Sorry?
How deep does it seem from where we are?
Oh, well, from where you are, currently, it seems deep enough that Faint vanishes all 6.5 feet of him.
Oh no.
Well, I could have my chance to jump down something high.
Yep.
Indeed. Do
Gunther.
you go over and have a look?
Yes, I'm gonna look down into the pit.
Yep.
So Jerry moves over to have a look down the pit. Faint. You are certainly falling, but you are not like charmed per se. So you can tell that, oh shit, I'm suddenly falling.
Yeah. Can I? Is there any way I can grab something as I'm sliding down? Or am I falling or am I sliding?
You are sort of a combination of both. The tunnel is maybe, or the shaft starts out straight down, maybe like 30 feet down. It sort of goes into like a really steep incline. So you can make a strength saving throw to try to like grab and like hold yourself.
Okay.
30 feet is deep.
Yeah, that's why I said oof. Nope, that wouldn't have worked anyways.
Oh, wow.
Indeed,
Oh,
Faint,
no.
you just tumble. Yeah, Jerry, you see in the scant light of Bastion's torch, you see Faint disappear into darkness below you, and he's just like shouting, "Sky, sky!" as you like tumble down. Faint, as you are tumbling, you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage as you like smash against rocks, and you
Down to
eventually
28.
bottom out in some like dark, deep cavern.
Jerry turns to Rockna and he says, "Do you have any rope?"
By the way, Rugna is just following him. Just going down the hole.
Oh, okay.
Rockna's
You trying to like?
just jumping
trying
down.
Are you jumping or are you trying to climb?
Trying to basically slide down the side, since it sounded like he tumbled, not fell straight.
Okay, cool. Give me an acrobatics check. I guess with disadvantage because you're in full plate.
Oh God! I think you're playing out that intelligence roll from a couple.
Yeah.
Acrobatics.
That plus is 0.
On the upside, you'll take less of bludgeoning damage because you're in plate.
This is
Yeah.
true.
That just means he hits the ground harder.
Oh God.
So yeah, you tumble down. You think maybe like 100 feet all told.
Oh God. You know that
Like,
scene? You know that scene from Iron Man 3 whenever his armor stops working and he just like drags across the ground, like when he's flying. I think that may.
Or like Captain America: Civil War, where the guy gets shot out of the air and he's
Yeah.
just falling in the dark.
That's what I picture him just sliding down head first, and it's like I can't do anything about this.
Yeah.
So Ragnar, you take 18 points of damage as you tumble
Okay.
down this shaft.
It is reduced slightly because I am the armor master.
Indeed. Bastion and Jerry, you're left sort of speechless here up in the top.
I'll turn to Bastion. I'll say, "Do you have any rope?"
Bastion will be like, "Yeah, I do. Why did they fall down the pit? Like," and he'll like put the torch over the pit, trying to see down in it, and be like, does he have enough rope to like reach the bottom in them? Because he has 50 feet of rope in his pack.
No.
Is there a stalag? Which is the one on the bottom? Stalactite?
Stalagmite.
Stalagmite. Is there a stalagmite anywhere nearby to tie a rope to?
There is.
Jerry will make a rope knot of some sort and try and throw the rope down the hole.
Certainly. Just give me a quick like sleight of hand check as you tie the rope. It won't be terribly difficult.
There we go.
Oh yes, the rope is tight and secure. The rope goes 50 feet down, so it looks like if you really like squint by the light of the torch, it looks like 30 foot down. The tunnel sort of like goes into a bit of a steep incline. So like 20 foot of the rope sort of like dangles down this incline.
And Jerry will look at Bastion and says, "I can go down second and bring the rope with us. We don't know whether we'll need it down there again."
Bastion will be like, "Oh, so we're going all the way to? Oh, okay. I thought we were getting them. All right, let's go." And Bastion will grab the rope and start trying to like scale down this hole.
Oh.
Okay. You have. You guys have the rope, so I'll give you advantage on your athletics checks to climb down.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let Bastion go first.
Oh no.
Oh God.
Well,
At least it's not the one.
Bastion is not strong.
So you climb down
Hey, you did better than my acrobatics.
you climb down the 30-foot vertical shaft, and
I
then
love you do the same.
and then there's 20 feet where it goes to this like really steep incline, and you sort of slip a little bit, and you take 6 points of damage as you tumble maybe like 5 feet, but then grab the rope again.
Okay.
It's just an elbow scuff. That's all.
So the incline descends further into darkness, Bastion. Then you have rope to go.
Okay.
Oh no! The two people with dark vision went.
Yep.
Oh god!
right. I'm gonna be
No,
in
no.
pitch dark.
Yes, you are now in the pitch dark. Jerry.
Jerry will call down after sort of hearing some noise, and he'll just be like, "How you doing down there, Bastion?"
Bastion will be like, "Well, I got the rope again." And he will shine his rope down looking for Rachna and be like, "Hey Rachna, can I get a hand down?" And he'll like check to see if like Rachna is below him before he drops off.
Is Faint there, and how are we doing? Basically.
Indeed. So, Ragni, you tumble down to the bottom, and I assume Faint is that there. Faint, make me another Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Yeah. As long. Yeah. Did not mean to roll with advantage or disadvantage.
That's fine. So with the 16, you sort of like shake your head, and the prismatic vision of your sister sort of like vanishes as you sort of like shake off this little poisoned condition. The hallucinations stop.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna put a hand on his shoulder.
He wouldn't react. He at this point, like,
better.
Better in what way? I'm at the we're at the bottom of a pit, and I was a fool. I chased after a hallucination. What?
Shrug.
Yeah, just looks of utter defeat. That's pretty much what's going on right now. Are you alright? You look like you took a bit of a scuff coming down.
You're one to talk.
At least I did.
He's gonna start prayer of healing.
It's
real quick. What does it look like around us? Are we just at the bottom of a pit? Is that all that is?
So I'll just put everyone there for the sake of ease. You see that you are in some sort of like natural cavern. There appears to be more passages going off. You see in the darkness there are, in your dark vision you can see quite easily piles of bones.
Oh, cool.
You guys hear in the background, "Hello? Am I coming down, or are you coming back up?"
We should probably come back up, right? Piles of bones are usually bad, right? And he's saying that like loud enough for you guys to hear that too.
Bastion sighs.
Depends on the context.
Does Jerry have I heard any rumors about this, like at like an area underground or
Yeah, so without even any rolls, Jerry, you've heard tons of rumors. I mean, there's allegedly like tunnels of caves and passages deep below this city. Like every other week it seems like some merchant or noble is funding expeditions that go down in these tunnels to try to find ancient lost tombs, old family heirlooms, stuff like that. Few, though, ever return, and even fewer return with anything of note or value.
Jerry'll just call down and say, and he'll say, "Hey, Rachna, Faint, can you hear me?"
Yes.
Let's.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
I'm coming down with you guys.
No, we're
Okay.
coming up. We are coming up.
Bastion is hanging onto this rope, and those with dark vision, and I guess if Jerry's looking down, can see Bastion like looking down, then looking up the rope, then looking down, then looking up the rope, and being like,
Jerry's gonna just start acrobating down.
Oh, all
no.
right.
Okay then.
All right, quick acrobatics check for me.
Let's see how cool or stupid I look.
You look pretty darn cool.
Hey.
And so I'm like acrobating down, and I'm using the slow fall, the monk technique.
Oh, awesome. Indeed. So
Itchy back.
okay, so first, Bastion, you see Jerry just sort of like float down. He sort of like uses his hands on the walls to like slow his descent in this very graceful way. I assume he just looks like passes you.
Bastion just kind of like looks, does like the hand out like shoulder shrug thing, just like, really, what? And then just kind of like looks down and is like, okay, Rock gonna catch me, and let's go over the rope.
Oh no.
I'll attempt to catch him.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Make me
It's
a
not going to be a
dexterity.
soft landing.
Makes me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Which one of us?
Both, let's say.
Oh, good. Well, I didn't mean to roll that with advantage, but
Right. Yeah, the 5. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so as you fall, Bastion, just like free fall down this, you like tumble and clatter down this like 70-foot incline,
oh
God.
no.
and you end up taking 14 points of bludgeoning damage as you do so.
You bet.
At the very end, though, you do somehow miraculously manage to land in Rachna's outstretched arms.
Okay. And Bastion is just like sitting there with just like cuts all over his arms and stuff, and it's just like, oh.
I'm going to set him down, not drop, and I'm going to use Prayer of Healing like I said before, so everyone around me heals 18.
Oof.
And that's
That's
like
a
a 10-minute
10.
ritual.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ugh.
So while you're all down here for those 10 minutes as Rachna does this ritual, sort of several things, happen or are perceived by you. So this definitely looks like some sort of like beastie lair. There's a bunch of bones scattered all over. Many of them still have like rotting flesh on them, half eaten. You see, it smells bad. There's obviously some sort of like waste of whatever creature or creatures called this their home. You see 2 passages extending out, tunnels going off into the darkness. You hear echoing in the distance what kind of sounds like the dripping of water. But also, you see in one corner of the room there appears to be a corpse that is not so eaten.
Faint would approach cautiously, same being the curious one. Yeah.
You can see that it appears to be the corpse of some sort of magician or wizard. Is sort of a woman, looked to have been in her like middle 40s maybe. She's
No.
she's dressed in this sort of like very stereotypical like magician robe.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, however, I'm still going to be able to hear you guys.
Okay, cool.
What's I'll search the body.
So searching the body, you sort of like move her because she's face down. You sort of move her, and underneath her, you see she's clutching a broom.
I am snagging that broom. No. Okay. Huh.
She also appears to have a wand stuck into her belt.
I'll grab them. I'll grab the things. If they look important to her, I'd grab them.
It seems to look as if she died shielding them.
Yeah, I'll grab them and I'll walk up to Bastion and I'll hold the wand out to him and be like, "Is this any good to you?"
Bastion will like tentatively reach out and grab the wand and see if he can't like sense any like magic or whatever coming off of it, and possibly what kind of magic it might be.
If you don't have the detect magic spell, you can just give me an Arcana check.
Sure. Let me
Faint.
double check my spell list real quick.
Faint's leaning on the broom.
I do not have detect magic.
I as a person probably. I hope this broom is what I think it is.
It is a broom of sweeping. No.
No.
Nice.
So yes, you sort of like grab the wand, and I think during the time you studied with Arcus, you saw that he carried a similar sort of wand. You can see etched into the hilt are some arcane runes that describe a very basic but useful spell. This appears to be a wand of magic missile.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
Can I run an Arcana check on the broom?
You certainly can. Faint has some arcane knowledge.
I have a slight arcane knowledge.
Would Bastion keep it
Oh.
though?
Yeah, so like looking at the broom, you can see that it's like weirdly kind of pristine from being like under a corpse in a random cave. And there are indeed like some glyphs carved into the side of it. But as to its purpose, you cannot tell.
Now, when you say pristine, is it shiny?
It is a broom of unnatural shininess.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it anyways, but
Does it shimmer in the torchlight?
yes,
Do you keep your torch, Bastion?
I'd hope so.
Bastion would have tried to keep the torch on him, but I'll leave it up to you if it like went out, like clattering on the way down.
Okay, give me a quick
Dexterity check?
just like yeah, sure. Give me a quick just like basic dexterity check.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say Bastion was able to keep a hold of it.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Yes, so by the light of the torch, you can definitely tell that this broom has sort of a sheen. It seems to have been like waxed, the wood part of it.
So, all right. Yeah. Bastion, I think you could take a look at this for me.
Sure. Just give me a quick second. Bastion is going to kind of take some random cloth out of his pack and like wrap the wand up in it and like shove it into his pack, kind of like secure. And then walk over to the broom and he's going to kind of take a look at it and check.
Oh, I hope that's good. I hope it's good.
There's some. It is certainly magical. You sort of get this sense, and you think some sort of like, what would it be? Some sort of like transmutation magic is on this broom.
Do you want Ratna to check?
Rocknut, you got the identify spell on you. I'm not going.
No.
Like, oh no, what good is that gonna
That's
do?
a -1 Arcana.
Oh no.
Yeah, I would say
Ratna to check.
I would say Rachna can't really make the check since he's not an arcane like person, right?
Yeah,
I am a cleric.
clerics. Yeah,
Close
I know.
enough in some cases.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're the knowledge domain is the ones with identify. I think.
Yeah.
Indeed.
No, I'm a life domain.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
I mean, Faint's gonna hold on to the broom if Bastion will give it back.
Yeah. He'll hand it back because it makes his skin tingle. He's like, well, it's definitely magical. I can feel it in my fingers.
Yeah, it definitely makes you sniffle.
I could try something.
Uh,
I'm gonna
Are we
take out
taking-
the eye.
are we taking a break down here?
Why not? And yes, an eye. A giant eye of a frog.
Okay. If we're gonna take a break, Faint would absolutely stare at that broom trying to figure it out the entire.
I'm also going to attempt to figure it out using the eye of the frog.
Oh, what? Oh, the eye of the frog. That's
Yeah.
right.
I'm going to try and use it and see if it does anything.
Can you remind me
The
about?
seer frog. I took its
Yes.
eye.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he just took the eye. That's right.
Did I ever give you any indication that like you could use the eye for stuff?
Nope. I'm gonna try.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Just an eye in the
Um,
dark.
Big magic frog's here. Big magic guy.
Well, its eyes were glowing when it saw the future and such.
Can I ask a
Yes,
question?
right.
Where have you been
Sure.
keeping the eye?
In my backpack
Oh,
next to
that's
the
so
stick.
no,
Yeah,
that's so
it's-
gross.
It is pretty grody, and like you can see like some bugs like crawling on it.
So like the moment you get it around like him, he kind of like do that thing where he's sitting cross-legged with it on his lap, and then he's like he does the nose twitch thing because he smells something, looks over, and you're holding that, and he just like feet.
It's like smacks it out of his hand.
No, he'll just scoot over away from
Oh,
it and
scoot.
just like
Oh,
look at him like, what are you doing?
What is that? Why do you have
Can
that?
identify it. And I will attempt.
Okay, so I feel like if you can make me an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Okay.
It's frog magic.
Oh my god. Guys, have I ever told you how much I love Dungeons and Dragons?
You know this makes it canon now that Rachna thinks this eye is magical, right?
So okay, so Ragnar, sort of like describe to me what sort of weird ritual you like try to undertake with this rotting frog eye.
Basically, put magic into the frog eye. And attempt to activate it.
Okay, what level of spell do you try to put into the frog eye?
The highest I can.
Oh no.
Oh,
Which
good.
is
3?
third level? Do you have a third level spell?
Uh-huh. I have
Alright.
3 third level spell slots.
Okay.
He's gonna accidentally
Just
reanimate a frog eye.
let me check something real quick here. Doing
Oh, good.
doing some on the spot adjudications.
So excited.
Where in the rulebook do they describe dead frog eyes?
Page 67 is you didn't buy the Dungeon Master's Guide 6 where they talk about frog eyes.
Oh yeah.
Specific to the eye of the seer frog.
Really, it's just kind of a creepy, like, just body parts of various animals. It's the entire book. I'm not even sure why they went that deep.
Okay.
It's actually like
Because of
5,000
this.
pages, and it's all like that super fine, like Oxford Dictionary size print. So it's like it's super hard to read, but man, it's got all the stuff in there.
Can you believe someone got paid to write it?
Okay, I've almost got an answer for you. 1 second, I'm just looking up what this.
JB really hopes me, as like a person, really hopes this is what I think it is.
Okay. So, Rachna, you pump a third level spell into this like desiccated, rotting frog eye. Everyone around can see the frog eye begin to glow, as it did when you were when the seer in frog form told Maxwell's future. And Rachna, your eyes begin to glow the same sort of iridescent blue color. And Rachna, you see a scene playing out before you that is not like the scene that you were just seeing. You see the same cavern, and you see stumbling out of one of the passageways this this lady wizard in her mid-40s wearing like a purple robe. She is carrying a wand and she's like shooting it back into the tunnel. These magic missiles sort of going out. You see her clutching this broom, or rather, no, you don't see her clutching the broom. She is floating like 5 feet off. Yeah, okay. She's floating 5 feet off the ground, riding this broom, shooting the magic missiles back into the tunnel. She's yelling like, "You'll never take it! You'll never take it from me!" And you can see she like hovers over to where her corpse is now in your vision. But then this like horrible green, like putrid green spell that cascades out of the darkness. It strikes her in the chest, and she like falls back. She falls off her broom, but she sort of like protects by like putting it under her. You then see Rachna stalking out of the darkness where she was shooting. There is like a figure robed in black. And you see it just sort of like approach and rifle through her corpse, and you see that the figure takes a gem that is maybe like the size of a baseball. This like glowing, multifaceted, like rainbow-colored gem. The figure smirks from beneath its hood, and then your vision ends. The frog eye goes back to not glowing, your eyes stop glowing, and your vision returns to the cave around you.
Okay, so real quick, this is my 110% my favorite D&D like magical item ever is the Broom of Flying. It is just okay. Sorry, I'm legitimately excited.
Also, Avada Kedavra is now canon.
I wasn't gonna make that joke either, but
well, I mean, like Avada Kedavra is basically what's that spell called? Like power word kill or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, just saying, if something casts that, we don't want anything to do with it.
True.
Probably.
Maybe later,
Because
once we have a couple levels under our belts.
Well, not only that, because if your life points or if your health points are under anything under 100, you immediately die.
Yep.
I like our
Yeah.
odds.
No. All put together, we barely crest over 100.
I have 51.
I have 44.
36.
My secondary character has 110.
Jeez.
I know. I don't know how the hell he got that health, but he did. But
Communist
anyway,
barbarian.
yeah, in character, I'm gonna say, huh, that worked.
So,
Maybe just put the eye away.
does Rachna share this information?
Yep.
Huh.
Bastion is slowly reapproaching the group as during this whole glowy vision thing, he got pretty far away.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, no, I think Rachna comes back from his vision and all kind of be,
Yeah.
Still smells.
Now the question is, what other body parts does Ragnar have in his backpack that you don't know about?
Oh God.
Hold on. I think we can answer that question once we're out of this hole. I think the question on on my mind right now is how much weight can this broom hold to fly us out of this hole, and how do we turn it on?
Faint puts the broom down on the ground and stands over it and puts his hand out to the side over it and says, "Up."
For a moment, I imagined you just standing right above it and saying up and then whack.
I appreciate the reference. I really,
Yes.
really do.
I am glad.
Let me just.
I know how it flies. I don't know the word though.
Probably needs attunement or something.
Well, that's what I was trying to do, but we got interrupted with the eye seeing thing.
Okay.
I was gonna, yeah.
So give me a quick Arcana check, as you were saying, up.
Give me something better than what I rolled last time. Oh,
yeah.
That's a crit.
So you speak the word up, and like as you say it, everyone you sort of hear it like resound in the chamber like more than it should have, as if it carried some like portentous arcane weight. And the broom just like gracefully just like lifts up, and faint it fits in your hand as almost nothing else has before.
Look. So now Avada Kedavra is canon, and now the way to activate the broom is the same way you would in Harry Potter.
Perfect.
Of course, I mean Harry Potter is basically like D&D canon.
If that hadn't worked, I was gonna attune to it and make the word shiny. so now every time that it was either gonna be that, or now every time like I said it, I was just gonna sing the song "Shiny."
So because of your great Arcana check, you can tell a few things about this this broom. You can tell that it does not require attunement, so anyone could use it. You can also tell that it can carry up to 400 pounds.
All right.
Just quick. It has a fly speed of 50. I mean, I'm sure you can look it up in your own Dungeon Master's Guide, but it's just a basic broom of flying.
It's in the compendium. I'm about to drag it onto my character sheet,
Okay.
if that's all right with you.
Cool.
And the rest
That
of
is super fine.
Yeah.
Assuming no one's to fight faint for it.
No,
What are you investigating there, Jerry?
I just wanted to see if I could find any identifying marks on the woman to give me a clue as to who they are, so I could, I don't know, either tell their loved ones that she's dead, or do something, like see if there's any identifying crest or anything on her clothing.
By the
Certainly.
way, did I have any of the look under the person's hood in the vision?
No, you did not. The hood drawn, obscuring their face.
Okay.
Jerry, yes, indeed. The woman has a wallet. There are only 4 gold pieces within, however. Looking at this person, you can tell that they are. They obviously dress in like magi robes, but you can see it's a very good investigation check. On the inside of their robes, sort of stitched to like the inside collar, there is there's a mark, an insignia carved there of an 8-pointed star.
I'm going to cut off the insignia and put it in my satchel.
Okay, cool.
So, with that Arcana check, I meant to ask you about that. The actual word. What is it called? The command word. What would the command word be? Or what is the command word, rather? Or had you not come up with something and I should come up with something?
We can make the command word whatever you want. So you sort of get the sense that, because that was a crit Arcana check, you get the sense that it's been so long since this thing was used that any previous command word that may have been attached to it has long since faded.
Okay. Command word's definitely going to be shiny then.
Aye, excellent.
I'm not singing though. I'm not a bard.
Shiny Captain.
So, knowing this, I suppose we should leave soon.
Yeah, we've already spent more than enough time down here. I'm very happy to get out of this place, thanks.
Would you like to go on a way that doesn't include tumbling down a rock wall?
Oh yeah, that sounds great.
All right, let's go. So, we can do this. You say 400 pounds?
That is
Right.
what the book says.
Yeah, pretty much all of us could go in one trip except for Rakana because he's a full plate. So,
Actually, I can just put the ring off.
oh yeah. I still don't. That still wouldn't really. Oh, no, actually, I don't know how much
However, the
faint.
problem is that I'm 201 pounds.
Yeah, I didn't roll for faint's weight. I didn't even think about that.
How about you just go up and give you a rope, and you can attach that rope to the other rope, and we can just climb up the rope.
You guys can do that,
only
sure.
like 80 pounds now.
Bashing. I tell you what, Bashing can ride on the broom. That way, you can. Rockman can use athletics. You're decent at athletics, right?
Well,
Actually, hold on. I can send the broom within a mile remotely. So I'll fly up, send it back down. You guys come back up. Just keep doing that. Forget about the rope.
okay. I'm very good at intimidation, though.
Oh, okay. Do not intimidate my broom.
See?
Okay, so a faint goes up. The broom comes back down. Everyone goes up except for Rachna, and the broom comes back down. Rachna's just like standing there, arms crossed, big like full plate armor with like the horns and like the glowing red eyes, and the broom just sort of like backs up and sort of like curves in the center, like it's sort of like, and it like shakes. It's scared to put Rachna on it.
Oh,
You scared my broom. I told you not to scare my broom.
I didn't try to. It's apparently just easily shaken.
Give him a pet. He will live. All right.
Did I
So
roll intimidation? to
Check if
attempt
you
to
want to
pet?
pet the broom.
And did we decide to take a short rest?
Yeah, I think that was probably short rest
How long
worthy.
is a short rest?
It's an
I
hour.
yeah.
Yeah, probably, but most likely out of the hole.
I am.
wanna-
I'm using my. I'm doing 30 minutes of meditation.
Okay.
Get some keys back.
topping up my hit points.
Okay.
I'm at full. I'm fine.
That prayer of healing set me at full earlier. Thank God.
Yep, it's fairly strong.
Yeah. I assume everyone's back up out of the hole now at this point.
The broom, unless Rachna makes an animal handling check to calm the broom refuses to take him. He is so scary.
Oh no.
I
Okay.
actually have good animal handling.
Animal handling.
Yes. Yeah. So, Rachna, you definitely like make it clear that you're not gonna like hurt the
I
broom.
can calm the broom.
Yes. And the broom then does as it's told and ferries you back up. Everyone is now back up at the top.
So, all right. So, once everyone's back up, Paint will just kind of like, I apologize. By the way, I may have gotten us into this pickle.
Shrug. I was gonna actually suggest that we go investigate it anyways.
Yes, well, there are indeed better ways of investigating than running headfirst into it.
What happened anyway?
Probably. I don't know any of
do not remember much until after the fight, and I looked up, and I saw my sister, and everything was so hazy, and I just took off. It's it's a nasty habit of mine. I tend to be quite brash with certain things.
Mhm.
Just interjecting super quick. Faint, I'll give you inspiration for this whole ordeal.
Okie dokie. Thank you, sir. That's awesome.
And Jerry will just say to Faint, he'll say, "Well, you caused us some trouble, but you also got us out of it. So that's all anyone can ask for."
Thank you. Thank you. Honestly. And he'll legitimately like stand up and like pat everyone, or like pat you on, like, that sounds so, you know, that shoulder clasp thing that, I don't want to say
Yeah.
pat. Yeah, it's like the shoulder clasp thing. That's what he'd do, and he'd nod and he'd be like, "Now we have things to do. Yes, important things, not falling down hole things."
Yeah, let's just, tiptoe our way through the mushrooms this time. What say you all?
We're not going to fall down another hole, are we?
Jerry's gonna tell everybody to stand back, and he's gonna try and kill the mushrooms with his staff instead of walking through them, and see if they release
Yes.
spores that way.
Certainly. Yeah, the mere touch of the viperwood staff, these mushrooms like these mushrooms shrivel and die. They wither away, and they do not release any spores as they do so.
Nice.
Perfect. Okay, so we are on our way to go see Jack here in just a moment.
Indeed.
And
Yes,
and as we one last thing, as we leave the mushroom cavern, Jerry's gonna take his short sword and sort of mark this like wall to try and be like, in case we need to come back here. He's
Please tell
gonna-
me you draw a mushroom and it looks like a dick.
Yeah, draw a big old dickish mushroom picture.
Well, this one's the penis hallway. We know that one.
Flash forward with me, if you will. Many years later, in the shining city of Valdora Frey, the cellars still exist, but often is whispered the tales of the penis hallway,
Nobody goes
forever
down that.
ingrained in the lexicon.
Penis hallway and the big hole there too.
Yes, the dark hole right around the corner from the penis hallway.
Perfect.
Triggered my trap card.
Okay. So after surviving the conflict with the ghouls, and falling down and climbing out of a big hole, you continue on your way through the cellars. And you sort of, Bastion, you remember the way to where Jack's hideout is a little bit like in the upper cellars.
Sure.
And you find there's this sort of like room in these tunnels. Sorry. Different ideas. You know, Bastion, that Jack frequents a place in the cellars called Erg's Ale and Fightin' House.
Perfect.
And without much trouble, you lead the party to this place. Maybe like 10 minutes later, you sort of show the party down this tunnel, and coming from this tunnel, you can hear both the sounds of like merriment and music coming, but also the sound of like fist fighting.
Okay, before we enter, Faint's going to burn a spell and cast Disguise Self.
Cool.
That way.
What
So,
do you disguise yourself as?
Just a burly looking, kind of, think sailor, I guess. like the kind of person you'd expect like a sailor in this time to be. Brown, tufted up hair, scraggly beard,
Excuse me.
probably a little weather worn face, so it's probably a little
I'll
older.
wrap this up in the next 30, 40 minutes.
Average Joe clothes, probably a rough spun tunics and.
Cool.
Cool. So as we hear the sounds of like bare fist hitting flesh, I'm like, oh, good. I think we're here.
Indeed,
The sounds
there
of
is
home.
there is a wooden door at the end of this sort of like sewery tunnel, and there is a man that looks astonishingly similar to the disguise that Faint has just taken. There's this like burly, kind of like weathered skin sailor dude in like a tunic. Although he has like this like tattoo running up his neck, and he's standing in front of this like wooden door, as sort of like a bouncer type guy. And he sees the group approach. And he's like, "What? And what's your business down here, eh?"
Bastion like strolls up to the guy and he's like, "Hello, friend. We're looking for Jack inside. Looks is probably here. Maybe you know where to find him if he's not."
He sort of laughs. He's like, "Oh yeah, old Jack's in there, all right." He says, "Oh, he's not been in too good of a condition all these past few days, but I'm sure you'll find him all right." And he sort of takes a key off of his pouch and turns in the door, and he opens this wooden door, and a cacophony of smells and sights greets you.
Bastion gives him finger guns as we pass through.
It seems like the place called Erg's Ale and Fightin' House lives up to its name. You sort of enter this big concourse that runs circular around this big caged pit. And inside you can see there are like four sweaty, shirtless dudes beating each other up, and all around there's a crowd cheering, placing bets and all this stuff. There is, of course, a tavern area behind this cage fighting ring, and you can see, a whole bunch of, low life thug type characters. There is a thick haze in the air from all the smoke, and the smells of cheap ale, piss, and vomit are strong.
Perfect. Bastion is going to walk over to probably Faint and like tap him on the leg and be like, "Could I could I? Would you mind giving me a lift so I can kind of scan the bar a little bit?"
Piggyback.
You can tell it like kills him to say that.
How tall is Bastion?
4'7".
Oh God.
Yeah.
We have a giant backseat. Me.
Well, he's not.
Left and a dwarf.
I'm about 5'6" right now. I'm technically a foot.
Sure. So Bastion will walk over to like whoever the tallest person is.
Oh, I mean, Faint will lift you up. But he's still physically tall.
Sure.
It's just, yeah. I mean, yeah. God, I so want to just Simba Bastion.
Oh, interesting. So this is maybe a little weird, right? Because you don't actually shrink.
How tall are you right now?
I'd be about 5'6", 5'7".
Oh, then Ratna's tallest. He's 6'2".
Oh no! In real life, not in real life. In
game.
In Tabaxi, I'm about 6'7", I think.
Yeah, I know. I'm asking right now because you're in disguise.
Yeah, I think Bastion would go up to Rachna then, just kind of like maintain the disguise, and also because he looks like the tallest.
Right.
I want to get Simbad. That's all it is.
You got me.
Well, and just because it would be strange for passersby, because you're not actually a foot shorter, the illusion only makes you seem a foot shorter. So Bastion would like be sitting on like a foot of like air, right, where your actual shoulders are, versus what your perceived shoulders are.
Just
Anyway.
sit on his head cross-legged as though you're floating.
Anyway, you climb on the back of Rachna and get a good look at the bar. Make me a quick perception check as you scan
Sure.
the area.
Awesome.
So you do not see Jack right away, but you do see Erg, the barkeep and proprietor of Erg's Ale and Fighting House. He's an orc, and with rippling muscles, and he's handing ales out to the people at the bar.
Bastion would probably like tap Rocken on the shoulder and say like, "Hey, let's go talk to the barkeep Erg for a minute." And
Okay.
Bastion's like,
And I'll start walking towards the bar.
Like, as you start walking, Bastion is just like, "Oh, this is like super degrading for both of us," and just like taps you on the shoulder and is just like, "Can I like climb down? Thanks." And I'll like climb off your shoulders.
Rutland does not care.
Is Rockna still in full plate, or did he take? Would you
No,
take?
he took it off. He's just wearing a white robe.
Okay.
I don't know which one sticks out more, full plate or the white robe in this place.
Yeah, so I think like regardless, a tiefling in white robes walking through this place, you get a lot of looks.
I mean, if everyone else is being weird, I think at a certain point, Faint would be like, "Why am I even casting this?" And he'll just drop this guy's self.
As you do so, there's a couple of like yelps of just like surprise from nearby patrons, but and like they grab their weapons just for a moment, but when they realize that you're not about to stab them, they calm down.
Jerry will put up his hood and try not to be seen.
Okay.
Fair.
As you guys are also conspicuous, he's like, "Oh God, I'm with the wrong group here."
Yeah.
I'm not with them. No.
I mean, he just is like, it's a bar full of loud people that don't care. And so I was like, so Faint would be like, "All right." Dropped it. And then poor Jerry over there trying to stay conspicuous. You got a blood spattered.
At the very least, we're drawing all the attention.
Yeah, Jerry in the corner, sort of sitting at a table, you actually spy a couple of guys you used to know. They of course look older with like a few more scars, but they definitely were guys that ran in Gaspari's gang when you were there.
I'll just I'm just gonna try and keep my hood up and try and look over them, glance over them every few minutes and see if I think they see me.
Quick check. If they do, they haven't noticed yet. I used to know. Huh?
That's a great song reference.
Sebastian was going to talk to the barkeep.
Yeah, Bastion will like work his way up to the bar. I'm sure he's like, because he's about the same size he was, maybe like a couple inches taller than the last time he was here, when he was like 12 and 13. So he vaguely remembers how to like shoulder his way past like full grown adults in this. Like occasionally he'll like dead leg someone who's like constantly getting in his way or whatever. And he'll like shoulder his way up to the bar and like climb up to a bar chair and is just like, "Erg, "Hey, Erg!" and like tap on the bar like he used to back in the day.
Important question. Do your feet touch the floor?
There's like a 0% chance of that.
Yeah, so Erg's in the middle of like pouring some like
Are you
green
standing-
dirty ale. Sorry, we're back now.
Are you standing on the bar stool?
I think he is initially, just to like get Erg's attention.
Alright. But then Erg like turns around as you're like calling his name, and at first he looks like pissed, right? He's like, "Who the fuck's calling me name?" But then he turns around, he's like, "Master Bastion, blimey, it's been quite a while, hasn't it?" And he comes over and he grabs your arm. He's this like violent handshake, almost like ripping your arm off.
Yeah, Erg, how's it going? How's the kids? Grown up quite a bit, I'm assuming.
He says, "Hi, yeah, little Thumbelina's been raking it up quite good, she has, in the fighting pit, doing the dead proud."
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Hey, have you seen Jack around? I'm looking to see if I can chat him up a little bit.
"Oh, Jack, that brass is off in the back room he is, drinking me dry.
Yeah, you would be.
I guess I owes him for what he did for me. Did you hear?
Oh no, what happened?
He says there was some rough business a couple of days ago. That Carmen de la Guerra, I think she's the leader of some thieves guild around here. She was causing me trouble. She was extorting money out of me and says, "Oh, bad things will happen if you don't pay up." I says, "Fuck you," I says to her. But then, well, she comes back with a whole crew of thugs, eh? Starts rubbing off me business all like, but Jack, old Jack here, he comes in, smooths the whole thing over for me. All I lost was a couple barrels of piss poor ales. It's like nothing ever happened.
Oh, fancy that. He sounds
I
like
know, eh?
exactly the person we need to talk to right now.
He says, "Oh, he's off in the back room. He might be a little, tipsy, eh? But old Jack, they never stop him, eh?"
I'm not sure I've ever seen him sober. Thanks for the info.
I'm wondering
No
when
worries.
Ratna would come up to the bar because he was following Bastion. He's just a bit slower, and he would just stand behind Bastion.
Okay.
Is he being stealthy from the party, or is he just is? Are you just trying to stay out of everyone else's sight?
Jerry.
Oh, I'm still staying with the party. I'm just I have my hood up and I'm trying to be like I'll try and sort of like have Faint in between me and the guys over that I know are Gaspari's
Sure.
men.
As long as you're looking at him, Faint will tap on his leg, and does that name ring a bell to you?
And you tell me, DM, does that name ring anything to me?
Carmen de la Guerra, make me a history check.
You write her name in the.
Oh yeah, I will do this. Oh,
shit.
yeah, definitely
Nice.
close enough. Yeah.
Nice.
Indeed. Jerry, you remember her. When you were here last, Carmen de la Guerra worked for a rival thieves guild called the Five Knives. And she was known for being like a ruthless, cutthroat, kind of dealing person. By what Erg says, it seems like she's moved up the ranks and now apparently leads the Five Knives.
And do I know what gang killed my brother?
Yes, you do indeed. Oh, was it not Gaspari's gang?
I think the brother got
was it a
killed by a
different
rival
gang?
gang. And
Okay,
that's why
then
I
it was
believe-
definitely the Five Knives. That was definitely the Five Knives.
Then that's why I know her so well.
Totally. Yeah, we think that like she may have been high up enough at the time that she might have ordered your brother's death. Like she might have been the one to send the hit out on him.
Excellent.
Oh well, that makes. I guess that's playing the into the story what that crit means. That's cool.
Totally.
So Jerry would just go to faint, and he wouldn't be super quiet. So Bastion and Rachna could hear them too, and he says, "She's the leader of the Five Knives, a rival gang. She's ruthless."
Are they in league with this? What's his name?
Esperanza,
right?
Yeah, Esperanza.
Jerry, you don't think they are, but that could have changed.
Last I was involved, no.
We need more information. Perhaps we should go see this. Yes. I assume by this point Bastion's already walked, trying to wave us over.
Bastion's like trying to cut a path through this crowd.
Me and Rachna are just walking these two massive.
No, I'm following Bastion.
Alright, so the party makes their way over to the back room. Bastion, you sort of like open the door here, and you see a sight not too unfamiliar with your previous dealings with Jack. He is in a wooden tub. Appears to be filled with water. He is naked, at least from the waist up that you can see. And he has on his arms a beautiful woman and a beautiful man. Just sort of like, you know, his arms around them. You can see he's got like gold chains around his neck and like rings on his fingers.
I love it.
He's got like a glass of wine in one hand that's like around his shoulder, and like a mug of ale that's in the other hand that's around the other shoulder. And he sort of like looks and sees you come in, and he looks a little embarrassed, but like not nearly embarrassed enough for the situation you found him in.
Right.
And he's like, Bastion, how you doing, my old friend Bastion? It's been so long since I've seen you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jack, man, looks like you were doing well for yourself.
This guy is straight up. He has a pinky ring.
He says, "Oh, what can I say? Old Jack knows how to talk the talk. You know, things have only gotten better since you left. I mean, I don't take that personal. Like,
Talk the talk, huh? Hey, look, I was wondering if we could swap some information. You know, I hear you did some pretty good deeds around here. Got yourself set up pretty nice.
He says, you know, you say one thing to the right person, and things tend to clear up. You know, you threaten someone's kid, you burn down a shop. You gotta put the pressure in the right places."
Hey, I hear you. Look, I hear you did you cleared up a little bit of a racket here with this Delaguerra lady, right? We're looking to do kind of something similar. I was wondering if you could give us some tips, some a little bit of headway.
He says, old Jack can probably help you out, especially for an old friend such as yourself. What did you need to know, kiddo?
Sure. Well, hey, we're looking on loosening Gaspari's grip on a bar a couple towns over. I was wondering if you had any information that that we could use. You know, something we can something that we can use to kind of get in the good graces of Gaspari, so we can, you know, talk without getting, you know, having our kidneys perforated a few dozen times.
He says, oh, is that all? Whew. I thought you was gonna come and ask me for the Duke's crown. He says,
We'll save that for later.
He says, of course I can do that for you. And he says, word around town is Gaspari's been in a pretty bad situation last couple of weeks. First, there was that unfortunate incident with the Esperanza fella. He says there was some bad gambling on Gaspari's part. And Esperanza takes some from him. Exactly what it was, it's been hard. There's so many rumors going around, but
Interesting.
apparently Gaspari's pretty freaking pissed about it. He says so there's that. Then, just a couple of days passed. Our old friend De La Guerra, she comes up. She puts a hit out on old Vance Shadowstep, that new second in command
Oh yeah, I heard about
that
him.
Gaspari's got. Yeah, I and okay, so she puts the hit out. This Vance guy, he's something else, I tell you. The word on the street is he kills 10 guys all by himself. He survives this hit that De La Guerra's got out. Word is she's real pissed about it, and it's all rumors, but I think she might try again. Up the firepower, as it were. There's word on the street she's putting out sources for some mages, real light 'em up, as it were.
Interesting. What's your take on this De La Guerra girl?
Oh well, if old Jack knows how to play the biz, boy, I tell you, she acts like she invented the biz.
Oh man.
Yeah, she it wouldn't do you too bad, Bastion. I can put in a good word for you with old De La Guerra. You gotta be on the winning sides. It kind of looks like maybe a few years. Gaspari, he won't be a top dog no more.
Bastion will toss like a quick look over at Jerry and be like, we'll see how the game plays for a little bit longer. We might have a few cards to play of our own. But for now, what can you tell us about this Vance Shadowstep? Maybe we maybe wanted to talk to him, see if he couldn't put in a good word for us with Gaspari up front.
He says, well, he's sort of a new blood in the city. The word is he comes from a place called the Glaven Wold. I mean, there's kind of fancy elf names. Some forest down south.
Sure.
Like I said, he's a capable son of a bitch, but I think Gaspari's set him up with a room over at a real fancy place, Le Chanson. Some man up in the high town.
What part of town is Le Chanson? Is that like in the nice part?
Yes, it's in the chateaus.
Chateaus, cool.
He says if you want to try to get in good with old Vance, he says I don't know. I've heard he likes wines. I've heard he likes women's. I've heard he likes a good fight.
It sounds like someone else I know, right?
Hey.
Hey.
So
He says, "Who's your friends? The big tall cat thing."
Oh yeah,
So,
these are some folks I met out in well, most of them out in Orez. They're good folk, Keep me alive, keep this face pretty. And he'll like go down the line and introduce you guys individuals. Like, this guy's this big guy here is Rocknaw, big strapping fellow. Over here we got over here we got Faint Wind.
Before you introduce Jerry, you'll hear like a tone in Jerry's voice you haven't heard before, and he'll say, "I'm no one you need to be concerned with."
And Jack's just like, "Oh, is that so?"
Bastion
Says,
will, go for it.
oh no, say.
Okay, Bastion will kind of just like play it off. It's like, oh man, you know how it is. Some people just gotta, keep it on the down low.
Jack's like, I can of course respect that, Mr. Of No Concern. But I found that in my line of work, there is no one who is of no concern. Color me intrigued is all I'm saying.
You can color yourself however you want. Just stay out of my business.
Uh,
Whoa,
mm,
this is a feisty one. I likes you, Mister No Name, and he actually offers you like the glass of wine he's got in one of his hands. He says, "A toast to having no names."
And Jerry'll just crack a smile and take the toast.
All right.
so, Faint will, like, after you introduce him, he'll kind of watch this go down and kind of draw attention away from it. The whole situation here. He'd be like, "Sir, if I may, Bastion has spoken very highly of you, how he thinks of you, what you've helped him do. If I may, I would much prefer to ask you for a favor than this Gaspari they are speaking of. You see, I'm here. You see him like visibly start to like kind of fail at composing himself.
Mhm.
I'm here in the city for a particular reason, to save someone who's very dear to me. I would much prefer the assistance of someone who one of my friends vouches for over somebody who, well, for all intents and purposes,
Figure out
runs
this camera thing soon.
a crime organization that is known for its less than kind treatings.
Jack's just like, well, of course, I know a few things about those things.
There is a. I'm sorry. There is a slave, and you hear the. It's a tough I struggle to even say the word slave. There is a auction happening in. Where was it happening again?
The Midnight Bazaar.
There's an auction happening in the Midnight Bazaar. One of the lots for sale, the people for sale, and like Venom, when he says that, is rumored to be a midnight black tabaxi with piercing yellow eyes. Do you know anything of this?
So Jack, he actually sort of like takes he sort of like looks at his two like companions, and he's like, maybe it will be best if you guys could wait outside, eh? We'll be back to this business in a second. Don't you worry. And that they sort of like get out of the tub, put some like towels on, and leave the room. And then Jack sort of like turns a little more like serious. He's like, yeah, I heard of this this cat. And he says this black cat. What's it worth to you though?
It's worth everything I have. I'm here to, for all intents and purposes, I'm here to get her and nothing else.
So just before I go ahead, Spark, I want you to know that I love difficult, dramatic decisions. Jack's like, word on the street, I happen to know where she is, this cat. I happen to know where old Inigo is keeping her locked up.
Inigo?
Yeah, I know all about it. I know all about it. But of course, that kind of information is very sensitive. If anybody, if word got back to Inigo, I let the kind of information slip. It
Faint,
could be a,
Faint will, without hesitation, he'll grab his entire coin pouch and just throw it on the ground. All 512 pieces. You could have it all. I just need the information.
He says, "Oh, well, my goodness." He says, "That was an easy bargain." He sort of like stands up, very being not modest at all about getting out of the tub, and he'll go over and like pick up the sack of coins, sort of like jingle it against his ear. And he says, "Well, that's certainly a good start." He says,
Bastion's doing the like hand to face, like, oh, come on, Jack. Like, we talked about this a while back.
"Make me a persuasion check, Bastion."
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was like, you don't want that.
So he sort of hears this, and he's like, yeah. For you, Bastion, I'll cut this cat a deal. I'll take the gold. I was eyeing that fancy broom you had there. You had there, but that's what I was talking about.
Oh man.
So close.
Yeah,
Oh
but
God.
Bastion, can I save your skin? He's like, all right, well, I have two pieces of information for you. He says, first, I've been hearing that the exotic wares for the auction being held down in a warehouse down in the low docks. He says, unbelievable security at this place. They hired some freelance wizard magic-y types, and there's a bunch of goons down there. Apparently, this is some pretty heavy duty cargo that they were bringing from across the sea.
What district did you say, real quick?
The low docks,
Low docks.
as opposed to the high docks.
Okay. Low dock district.
Mhm.
And then there's the middle dots, but we don't want to get into those.
Yeah, no one likes the middle docks.
Everyone forgets about the middle child. I mean, the middle docks. Dang.
So he says, if you're looking for this black cat, she's probably there. Though, like I said, it kind of be a fool's errand going to try to break in there. At least you're free to do your own suicides, but maybe better to wait until a more opportune moment to strike. I'm sure you catch my drift. He says, the other piece of information that may be of use to you. I've heard recently that there's some old magician that he's come to Valdore recently. An old guy. Apparently used to work for the Royal Academy, but he's kicked out, left, something like that. Some sort of bad partner from the Royal Academy. Anyway, this guy's name is Vermin Kane.
Vermin Kane.
Vermin Kane. He says he's been poking around looking for slaves. I've heard tell he's pretty interested about this coming auction. He says, I don't know, maybe that won't be useful, but it seems as if he's been almost as interested a party as you in the contents of this here coming auction.
Oh, okay. So, like, the whole time he's speaking, Faint is locking eyes with him, and the more and more he talks, like, his hackles are rising. And since he dropped the whole facade, for the most part, Faint's armor is pretty light on top, and it's mostly like around the waist and like some in the spinal area where it's covering. So like you can literally see the back, his tail's twitching. It's very telltale signs. It's like the more he talks, the more and more like worked up he's getting. But he's surprisingly able to keep his composure because he knows that this is important information. And whenever he mentions like the fact that someone else might be a specific person might be looking for slaves, like there's going to be an audible not an audible, but there's an audible growl first, and then it's just like his whole body shivers, and he takes a deep breath and he just composes himself and he nods. He says, "Appreciate it. Thank you very much for your information." And Faint is going to turn around and walk out.
Alright, really quick, we're probably gonna wrap up here in like another minute or so. But does anyone want to do anything really quick?
Bastion's gonna kind of like look around to the rest of the party and see if they have anything else they want to say before he kind of makes his like the exiting whatever.
Where does he live?
Who?
The mage.
Oh, Jack's like, I heard from an old buddy that this Vermin Kane guy recently bought an old abandoned manor house up in the chateaus.
Nod.
Not gonna feel bad killing a guy named Vermin.
Real. Bastion's gonna.
Yep. It's green. No problem killing him.
Yeah. Bastion's gonna kind of look around, see that people are like wrapping up, and he's gonna be like, "Hey, Jack, thank you so much for this information. You've been a dream as always. You know, if you need anything, anytime, look me up. I'm your man."
Jack's like, look, kid, I've tried the last couple of years, but you've been all gallivanting all about the duchy. You gonna be in town for a while?
Well, if next few days at minimum.
Oh, good. If I need anything done in the next few days, I'll be sure to call Baston Jacoby.
By
Hey.
the way, I like that no one has commented the Bastion is not grown at all.
Yeah, Bastion's gonna be like, "Hey, look, I will leave you a list of contacts that you can use to get in touch with me. All right, I'm looking to get back in touch with some folk. You're one of them. All right, I got you on my list."
He says, "Oh well." He says, also like warms up. He's like, that'd be much appreciated. And he's still naked from being in the bath, but he goes in for like a friendly hug.
Bastion's gonna be like, "Oh man, it's like just." He shifts his like whole body to the side so his junk is like not touching his chest and like does like the one arm wraparound.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Oh god, you'd be at eye level.
Yeah. So Jack's like, yeah, sure. We'll be in touch, eh?
Yeah, definitely. Hey, you keep being awesome.
You keep being awesome, kid.
And bet that Bastion's gonna make his exit.
Alright. So as everyone's leaving the back rooms or going back into Erg's fine establishment, you suddenly see the main door of the establishment kicked in. This door slams, and in the door space, you see a woman clad in full plate armor, carrying a flaming greatsword. Behind her, there appear to be a whole cadre of guards with extravagant red feathered helms and velvet capes. And she proclaims, "By order of Lord Krenel, and with the authority of the Velvet Guard, I place this entire den of vice and villainy under arrest." And that's where we'll end tonight.
Oh no!
Shit.
Ah, darn.
Oh shit.
I'm
we
so
haven't
excited.
even. No! We haven't even done anything. Oh no! Faints.
Oh,
Oh
wow.
no! There's so much stuff. So much stuff.
So much stuff.
Yeah, we can't go to jail right now. We are not going to jail. Fuck that.
Oh, we just
We're
kill 'em.
fighting our way out.
I will straight up I will take opportunity attacks. Just run past them all.
So this is the
Oh.
second session that I have ended in all caps in my notes. The first one was Green Dragon attack on Vert Hollow, and this one is entire bar under arrest.
Indeed, you see this woman with the flaming greatsword, with like a whole cadre of velvet guard at her back. It looks like two dozen men she's brought with her. So have fun next time we play.
Oh
I mean,
yeah. All right. This
Oh,
session was really
man.
really fun, guys.
oh god,
Yeah.
I know. I just gave away 516 gold.
That's awesome.
I think
We
I
are
might
the
be
party
holding
of
on to
giving.
like our entire party's gold pile.
Oh god, it was one of those things where it's like, Faint's been slowly giving away his gold because he didn't care about it, and then as soon as he gets the opportunity, gets information, he's just like, I know that these people like this stuff, so he just throws an entire coin purse at them.
So
guess
let's
we
see.
feel more.
If I remember correctly, who was it that gave me their entire gold stash when we got paid?
Me.
Yeah. So like, I'm currently sitting on 2,813 gold.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Like, and Bastion has basically no idea what like the value of a dollar is.
I'm just here with 150 platinum.
What?
I mean, that's 1,500 gold.
Yep.
Seems fine.
I was thinking that if everything went well, we could just buy his sister from the auction.
At this point, you probably could.
Yep.
Someone better say something to Faint, because Faint is.
He's out broke.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Well,
only
not
problem
only.
is I'm fairly sure that the mage would outbid us.
Yeah. Well, not only that, Faint. I'll give you
However,
an
yeah.
insight to Faint's mindset right now. He's like, I'm sneaky. We have one more party member who's super sneaky. We can get in there.
No, it might be best to wait until after the auction, where either we buy her or the mage buys her, where there's much less security.
Or we could. Bastion was thinking that we could maybe slip in when they're transporting the lots as they are to the auction.
Possibly, but they'd probably be protected just as much there as they are in the warehouse.
You guys would have to voice that stuff. Faint ain't a planner.
Reasonable.
He's
Neither is Rockna.
Yeah.
Bastion and Jerry are the brains right now.
Yep. Everyone roll intelligence.
I mean, my intelligence isn't bad. It's my wisdom is my issue. The wisdom is. I think
My
I'm gonna-
wisdom is 17.
What is my wisdom? My wisdom's 14. It's not terrible. My
My
charisma's
wisdom is
the
a
worst.
10.
Well, if the shoe fits.
Jumps and holes.
That's the best. That was probably one of the best moments for tonight when you're just like, you turn to talk to Barakna and he just walks into the hole.
Perfect.
I could save him.
Oh god, and I have a broom, and I thought I legit get him to put a towel on and had no idea the weight of it. It's like, I just got a broom, don't take it from me.
Trig, did we have anybody in the chat at all?
We had a couple people from my Destiny 2 Discord show up. I know that Bad Neighbor saw that I was streaming, so I'm not sure if he stopped in at all, but it was a pretty low night.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Yeah, but
There's two people, Bizarre Hayes and Carolee.
yep.
Oh, and me.
Yep. And if you guys are cool with it, I'm just gonna keep streaming these just for funs.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I'm cool with it.
If people show up, that's cool. If not, then it literally doesn't change how I play the session
Right.
anyway. So
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, same here. I don't think I think in the first 5 minutes I remembered that we were streaming. I don't think I thought about it once after that.
Me either.
Yeah. And actually, this way we can actually save them and rewatch them if we want to.
Yeah, I can like export them out to YouTube or something like that if need be.
Okay, cool.
I learned
Now, the
today.
only problem is that we missed the first few sessions.
Yeah, well,
I learned today that Bastion is actually only just code.
it's just what?
I said I learned today that you're just 2 gnomes and an over.
That's, I lost a gnome during the explosion last session.
Oh yeah, that's right, you did. I forgot about that. I forgot how short you got.
Yep, I am 9 inches shorter.
Oh my god, that's why I didn't
That is-
remember it.
Yeah, that is the maximum amount of shrinkage that could have occurred.
Oh god, this is. Oh,
Best case scenario.
that was. This was a super fun session.
Yeah.
It really was. I'm going to hop off for the night. Thanks for playing.
Alright.
Thanks for DMing, Aaron. You're the best.
Okay.
No
Yeah.
sweat. Thanks for
Bye-bye.
playing, my friends.
Yeah, I had a blast, guys. We'll talk
Yeah,
on
it was-
Discord and figure out a time for again, I'm sure.
All right,
Totally.
tons of fun, guys.
Yeah.
I got work in the morning, so I gotta hop off too.
Yep. Have a good night,
Okay.
guys.
See ya.
All right.
Adios.
And have a good night stream. You have been fabulous. Bye. Sleep tight.